Good evening, culés. How are you all doing? And welcome back to Barça Live. The Champions League is back. We're in the knockout stages. It's the round of 16. It's the first leg away to Newcastle. The second leg next week at the Spotify Cup now. But Barça tonight want to get off to the best possible start in this knockout tie. This should be very, very good indeed, of course. We've already played against Newcastle earlier this season in the league phase. We won that one. Let's see if we can do the same thing tonight. Spencer Seager, welcome back to the studio, my friend. Champions League night. You can't really ask much more than that, can you?
Bona nit, culés. Let's get it going. Listen, this is the Champions League. There is no need for an explanation. And if you don't have energy at this moment in time, what are you even doing here? Let's go. First leg, round of 16 against Newcastle on the road. See if we can get off to the good start that you're talking about.
Oh, let's absolutely hope that, Spence. And I can tell you, plenty of people, of course, joining us in the members live chat for this one. A massive thank you to all of you Barça fans streaming in for this game in the preview here. We've got all the build-up ahead of kickoff for it, indeed. And we'll be here throughout the game with you also. Massive, massive night of Champions League football to come. Gloria is there. Placid Masuia says, Bona nit to you too. Minecraft is in. Bruna is in. Alia McLumvist. We have Breo. All of them are in. The Barça family are there. Stephen. Hola, Pablo y Spencer. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show. Barca lineup. That sounds like a good place to start, doesn't it? Because, of course, we have the lineup from Hansi Flick. And I can tell you, people, this is what the German coach has gone for. Big one.
Yeah.
We do have some interesting team news for you. This is the 11. Juan Garcia in goal. Ronald Araujo is right back. Cubarsí, Gerard Martin and Cancelo make up the back line. Bernal, Pedri and Fermin are in midfield. Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski and Rafinha make up the front line. Culés, rate it from 1 to 10 in the members live chat. Let us know what you think about that lineup. Spence, let's have your thoughts. Let's have a rating. There is absence of Eric Garcia at the back. We're not sure if he's going to be available for this game or not. That's maybe the big absence from what we expected. But other than that, is that full strength from Flick?
Well, can we discuss the back line to start? Do we know for a fact that that is exactly what it's going to look like? Can we be sure that it's Araujo on the right and that it's Cancelo on the left and that Gerard Martin isn't the one who's going to go to the left and Cancelo plays next to Lamine on the right and Araujo goes into the... I'm just speculating. I don't know. Can you say for sure?
Yeah, we can't say for sure, Spence. I mean, that back line, it could go so many different ways. We've got Cancelo maybe right, Gerard Martin left, Araujo and Cubarsí. I've put it that way because I get the feeling Flick won't want to mix up. Cubarsí and Gerard Martin have been doing a really good job, but it could go either way.
Well, that is what I was going to say. Let's first of all make the realization that there are 3 players that can play center back along that back 4, and there are 2.5 players who can play in a fullback position if you count Araujo where we've put him. But I want to throw one stat your way, Pablo.
Yeah.
Gerard Martin has started 15 games for Barça at center back. How many games have Barça dropped points? A big goose egg, a bagel. So if Gerard Martin is playing at center back, well, why even play the game?
That's why he's there, Spence. That's why he's there. Great stat, isn't it? Really good stat. Barça with Gerard Martin at centre back. Absolutely excellent. We're hoping that remains the case tonight. Let's go to St James's Park. We're expecting a brilliant atmosphere. We've got our colleague Llorenç Ares there for this one. Llorenç.
Good evening, Pablo. Good evening, Spence. And really nice to see you again. Welcome to the St. James Park. L'ambient és fantàstic, a punt de començar i d'estrenar aquests 8ens de final de la Champions. Arriba un moment crucial de la temporada. Arriba el moment en què ja no hi ha marge d'error, en què no hi ha xarxa. Aquí, cada mal partit et pot deixar fora, cada bon partit t'acosta una mica més al gran final, que és l'objectiu d'aquest Barça. Fa tot just moments jo també he rebut l'alineació i, òbviament, com tots, ens hem quedat en xoc amb aquesta suplència d'Eric Garcia, que per problemes físics i per precaució no començarà. Per tant, veurà el partit d'inici des de la banqueta, on també hi serà Gavi, per exemple, tot i que no jugarà, tot i que no té l'alta mèdica, donant suport als seus companys. Perquè avui és un d'aquells dies en què tot l'equip ha de remar, un d'aquells dies en què necessitem fer un molt bon partit. I d'acord, tenim la tornada a casa, però no pot passar el que va passar contra l'Atlético de Madrid, en què ja amb el partit d'anada ens vam quedar pràcticament sense opcions. Sant James Park mica en mica es va omplint. Allà al fons, ben amunt, hi ha molts aficionats del Barça, gairebé 1.500, que avui també es deixaran notar en aquest escenari. Buscant el primer pas cap a l'eliminatòria de quarts de final. De seguida, Hansi Flick amb nosaltres, i avui, com és dia de Champions, també amb un jugador. Parlarà Marc Bernal, per primera vegada titular en partit de Champions.
Llorenç, thank you very much. He said there, St James's Park slowly filling up. We're expecting nearly 1,500 Barça fans in attendance. And he said, yeah, we're going to be hearing from Hansi Flick. We're going to be hearing from Marc Bernal, who, as we said there, starts for the first time in a Champions League game tonight. It's a big moment for him. There are the Barca players out on the pitch, warming up for this one. Our first knockout game in the Champions League this season. The dream is always alive. And Spence, I think especially for Barca, with what's happened in recent years, when the Champions League comes around, everyone just starts to get a little bit more excited, don't they?
Woo. I'm excited. I'm ready. This is not our first rodeo. We've been around doing this for a while, and on Barca Live too, we went through it last year. I mean, if we can go back previous years, but just specifically talking about the Hansi Flick era and what this team went through last year, there was this treble feeling in the air for a while, which had been sort of helped by the fact that La Liga seemed to be in control. The Copa del Rey was rolling along nicely. And this year it feels just a little bit different because things, while they're going very well for Barca in many aspects, even in a game that they got knocked out of a competition, it seemed to go well. I use air quotes in that sense. But now the reality sets in that, okay, there's 2 competitions left this season. There's no more Copa. La Liga is still very much in flux. We'll see what happens throughout the rest of the season. And as any Champions League season goes, it's do or die time. It's make or miss. It's win or go home over the course of 2 legs.
Yeah, it is indeed. We've got a few questions here from Mac Lundqvist. He says, Yo, Llorenç, have you tried the shepherd pie, pub style? We'll have to ask him. And maybe that's your question for the post-game.
I was thinking about my question for post-game. I don't know if I'll go with that. Maybe.
Okay.
I was thinking about it.
We can pocket it, Mac. Mac also says, okay, we're wearing the orange kit today. Yes, we are. You can see it there. The orange kit that Barca played in and beat Newcastle in back in September. Spence, we've got the lineup. I want to ask you the key player. I want to ask everyone in the live chat for the key player. Who do you think it's going to be today? Maybe leave the emoji of which player you think it's going to be in the live chat. We'll read a few of them out. Here we go then. I've got 3 options for you, Spence, though, as I always do. And that is what I've gone for today. I've gone for Koubarsi. I've been singing this guy's praise for the last few weeks. And I think tonight, again, in a different sort of shape-up of a back line for Barca, his role just becomes even more important. Pedri. I thought him and De Jong ran the show at St James's Park in September. They're going to have to do something similar tonight. And then Lewandowski, who we know has had that slight injury. We know he's been out of the side a bit. Comes back in tonight for a big night. Is that someone Barca need to find the back of the net in an away Champions League, Kalash?
It's a good question. It's, at least from what I'm beginning to see, we've got mixed feelings, although sometimes everybody, well, I see a couple of Pedris.
Yeah, quite a few.
Minecraft, Bruna, Tony, all saying Pedri. I see, we are the best Galatasaray back. Shouldn't you be watching the Galatasaray game? Like, isn't that going on right now?
Yeah.
But, well, we are the best Galatasaray, says Koubarsi, so...
Loyal.
Or Mario Lemina, I don't know. I'm not sure. We got a lot of Pedris out there. I'm surprised nobody said Lewandowski yet for being the key player, because for me, I think this is his moment, right? I think we need somebody to go get a goal on the road, and if you can't trust Lewandowski to do it, who else are you putting your trust in? I mean, obviously we can find it from somewhere else, Lamine or not Lamina, Lamine or Rafinha, but Lewandowski's the guy up front. This is, to me, the guy that's going to be doing this tonight and getting those chances to score. Let's make sure he gets clinical once or twice.
Spence, I like it from you. I like it. I put Lewandowski there thinking, he comes back into the team and We could do with a goal from Levy tonight. Levy, do it for us, please. Get the goal for us. Adam says he's late, but Lewandowski will be the key player. So there you go. You've made up for it. You've agreed with Spence. Well done. Let's hear from Hansi Flick. He spoke to Udinese a few moments ago. Here's the words of the German coach ahead of this one.
Good evening, Hansi. Well, this is the crucial moment of the season. How is the team? A few moments to start the game.
I'm good. I'm very have confidence with the team. It's for me, of course, important match. So we miss today Eric because he has some problems, and for me it's too much risk to bring him. So we need him also for the next matches. And we decided that he's on the bench, but he will not play.
We all know how strong are the Premier League teams and how important today is to control the rhythm to avoid the transition and the strengths of this Newcastle, and also considering there is a second game in Barcelona.
Of course, so we want to defend together. So as a unit, like I always said, but it's also important that we play with the ball brave and without fear. So this is what I want to see from the team. And how I said, I have the confidence with my team. It's fantastic quality, and also we have a young team, and we will improve.
The last one, we have played with Marc Bernal a few moments ago. There is no pressure for the young people in the team, Lamine Pau, Cubarsí, and also Marc Bernal, for example.
No, why? They always in the whole life they are playing. They like to compete against each other. So this is also what you can see, and I think it's a great strength from us, but. Also, so if something happens, so we stay together and we are fighting each other. We don't stay step back. So we are facing the opponent, and we want to win also today, if it's possible. Good result for the next match.
Enjoy the game, the atmosphere, and of course, good luck, Hansi. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hansi Flick there speaking to Udinese ahead of this one. Calm, confident in his team. I thought yesterday's presser, by the way, from Hansi Flick, one of his best since he arrived as coach at Barça. Wonderful stuff from the German off the pitch. On the pitch, it's been pretty good too. We've heard from Hansi Flick. How about taking a look at our opponents then? Newcastle, who Hansi Flick has just spoken about there. Now, our lineup has a few players missing. We know we've got a few injuries right now, Spence. This is quite intriguing from Newcastle.
Yeah.
We knew we're missing Guimaraes, Shah before the game anyway. Ramsdale right now getting the nod in goal over Pope. Trippier right back. Thiaw, Dan Burn and Hall across the back line. Yeah, pretty much what you'd expect, although no Botman. Ramsey starts midfield with Tonali and Joelinton. And then up front, boy do they have options. Gordon on the bench. Voltemada there too. So William Osula starts. He's flanked by Alanga and Barnes. Osula scored a screamer, by the way, against United. I'm not sure if you saw it the other week. Late winner for them in the Premier League. But that's a big start for him. Newcastle do make a few changes themselves there then.
This was always going to be intriguing to me because there are so many options for them similar to Barça.
Yeah.
In the sense that, especially, they have more options up front, I think, than Barça have. Because there's no Voltemade, who some of my German friends are calling him Voltemessi. I swear. There's also Johan Visa, who was one of the best goal scorers in the Premier League a year ago, and he started the year hurt, but he's still basically kind of third on the depth chart now for a new team. And then you've got Anthony Gordon, who everybody, if you follow the Premier League or the Champions League for that matter, you already know about this guy. So I'm curious to know where this team goes throughout the course of 90 minutes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about Sandro Tonali because I think he's a really good player.
Top, yeah.
And he did help this team advance on a couple of occasions in a couple of different competitions. So, that being said, it's a tough opponent. This is the Champions League round of 16. These are the 16 best teams left in Europe, basically. So, none of this comes as a surprise. Barca have to find a way to work through what is a very difficult starting 11.
Yeah, it is. It's intriguing. I mean, what it does mean for Newcastle is they've got a very strong bench. Visa's there. Livramento's back. Botman. Pope is the goalkeeper, so it doesn't really count. Anthony Gordon's the big one for me, Spence. Jacob Murphy's been good at it since he's joined the club. Nick Voltemade is there. They've got options off the bench. You would give that to Newcastle. So this is something to watch and see how it develops really in the second half. Watch out, people. Watch out indeed. Quick mention to all of you fans who are in the live chat today. Massive thank you. It's Piano Guy just said hello. Welcome, my friend, to the show. Welcome to the program. I'll tell you what we can do. We can tell you through the perks you've got available if you want to become a Barça YouTube member. Pack Basic, where you could talk to us. You can get involved with all the emojis in things like the live streams we do. If you're a premium member, you've got exclusive live streams for yourselves too. Legends games, Barça Athletic games, some of the youth team games, under 19s and under 16s. Exciting future that Barça have. Get involved in all of that. Make yourself a Barça member today. Sign up, become a premium member if you like. Get involved in the shows. We've heard from Hansi Flick. Why don't we hear from Marc Bernal? He also spoke to Llorenç a few moments ago.
Doncs amb el Marc Bernal, que a més avui s'estrena en titular en un partit de Champions i ni més ni menys que un vuitens de final. Marc, bona tarda. Una mica sensacions a les portes d'aquest partit.
Què tal? No, molt content. Al final és la meva primera titularitat a Champions, com tu dius, i res, amb moltes ganes.
Partit importantíssim i conscients, no?, que ells sortiran amb un ritme molt fort, molt intens i hem d'evitar que passi una cosa similar al dia de l'Atlético en Copa.
Sí, exacte. Jo crec que és una que ens va servir, sobretot per avui. És un partit clau. Aquí ens apretaran molt, són jugadors molt físics i tenim que tenir en compte que tenim la tornada a casa.
Amb un equip tan jove, aquests joves descarats que esteu lluitant pel més amunt, no sé si la pressió que tu personalment, a les portes d'un partit així en aquest estadi contra un històric, com van els nervis en aquest sentit?
Bueno, la veritat que bastant bé, i jo penso que sobretot els que venim de baix jo crec que ens han ensenyat ja com afrontar aquesta pressió i així que preparat.
La Champions és especial i és un dels grans objectius, Marc, és el moment de la temporada.
Sí, exacte, com tu dius, al final la Champions jo crec que és el més gran que hi ha.
Moltíssima sort, Marc, gràcies.
Moltes gràcies.
Marc Bernal, who continues to impress us, doesn't he, Spence? I mean, he has been quite wonderful of late, I will say that. Seems to have really secured that role in the heart of midfield for Barça. Speaking of youngsters, there's Koulibaly. And I was actually thinking tonight, some of the English fans, Premier League fans who will be tuning into this game might well be surprised to see how many young players, especially from La Masia, that Barça have in that lineup. I mean, you look at Koulibaly, Gerard Martin at the back, Bernal, of course, Fermín, Lamine Yamal up front, of course. They might be surprised to see a player like Bernal, you know, so young in the starting lineup, and there's so many of them, but it's so unique, and they're playing so well, aren't they?
I feel like we've been doing this for a while, where, especially you and I on this show, we both have friends, and I think everybody has friends who sometimes discount some you know what Barça does, like the people who don't follow Barça, and also just broader football sometimes, and that's not everybody, but the people who discount it, they don't understand because they don't watch. So that being said, tonight is a night. It's the round of 16 in the Champions League. You're playing against a team who play in one of the other biggest leagues in the world. Everybody is now watching.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe even not so much because there are 3 games going on at once. Right? Am I right about that? 3.
Yeah.
Three.
Yep.
And then 4 more games tomorrow, and I get it. But we're getting to the point now, especially in the Champions League, where everybody is watching, that you can't help but notice. And so when Barça, who are one of the last 16 teams, starts Marc Bernal, everybody already knows who Lamine Yamal is. That's not a surprise. Gerard Martin.
Yeah.
Pau Koulibaly. And Koulibaly, for example, is a guy who's back, right? He kind of came onto the scene last year, and now anyone who wasn't involved throughout the course of the year but saw him start in a Champions League semifinal last year, they're like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. He's still there. I just think that from an outsider's perspective, people are they're gonna realize. Because
I agree, Spence.
That's the way it's gotta be.
I always found it funny that people, when I was in the UK anyway, people based Barça players and performance off of the singular game that was shown on British TV, for example.
Was that the Chelsea game?
Or just whatever when it was that season. Do you know what I mean? Like if Barça are playing, we could have played 30 games in La Liga, and I would say he's been really good, and then if that one Champions League night he played badly, they were like, he's useless for Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? And it's what the point you're making. These games here, more of the world will be watching, if you like, and it makes it intriguing. I just think it's interesting to see.
And everybody has to get over the fact that there is a guy with a British accent supporting Barça tonight. Look at you. Look at you in all your glory.
Here I am. Yep.
Visca Barça.
Visca Barça. Here we are, people. Here we are indeed. Spence, we do have some good news regarding the stadium, regarding the Spotify Camp Nou. Of course, we're playing this game tonight at St James's Park in England, of course. We do have some good news, though, as FC Barcelona has actually received the first occupancy license granted by the Barcelona City Council, corresponding to the Phase 1C. That will include the opening of the North Goal. So we're looking at some roughly 62,000 spectators now allowed inside the Spotify Cup. Now, great news.
So it's not going to be empty on that side anymore.
It's not going to be empty on that side anymore, Spence.
Yep. That's huge.
It is, yeah. So that just ramps things up a bit. That'll be ready, of course, for the second leg against Newcastle. Images you're seeing are of a lunch. I was going to say a dinner, a lunch between the directors of Newcastle and indeed the directors of FC Barcelona. There is President Rafa Yuste.
Rafa!
Quite lovely settings, actually, I'd say. Oh, we've seen some nice images, haven't we, about what's happened. Let's hear from Rafa Yuste himself, by the way.
Veo al equipo muy preparado, tanto mentalmente, pero sobre todo, sabéis que llevo años ya en el Barça en el tema deportivo, sobre todo quiero resaltar el gran ambiente que se respira desde Hansi acabando hasta el último utillero del equipo, o sea, està muy bien, muy bien. Sabia aquest dematí que estàvem a punt de rebre ja la llicència, és una gran notícia, serà una gran notícia si és així, perquè el diumenge tindrem 60.000 socis i sòcies, seguidors que donaran a l'equip i també serà molt bo perquè hi haurà més participació, segur, o ajudarà al dia de les votacions.
There you go, Rafa Yuste just confirming what we said to you there. In fact, for anyone listening on in Catalan and who's thinking about going to that game against Sevilla on Sunday, the same day as FC Barcelona's elections, and wants to know a bit more about the opening of this new phase of the stadium, our colleague Llorenç Tarés has all the details.
Sí, Pablo, és evident que és un partit molt important, l'actualitat esportiva mana, però aquests dies també hem d'estar molt pendents d'altres temes, com per exemple les eleccions, de les quals se n'han parlat des que som aquí a terres angleses, a Newcastle. Ahir a la roda de premsa es va preguntar molt a Hansi Flick i també a Joan Garcia per aspectes que van més enllà del partit d'avui. Per exemple, aquesta notícia que teníem avui, aquest comunicat del Barça en què s'afirma, s'explica que ja hem rebut finalment per part de l'Ajuntament de Barcelona de la llicència d'ocupació en la seva fase 1C, el que permetrà reobrir el Camp Nou, l'Spotify Camp Nou en la seva zona de gol nord. Per tant, a partir dels propers partits, ja aquest mateix diumenge, dia de les eleccions, més de 60.000 persones podran ser a l'estadi. Un dia que és dia electoral i que, evidentment, farà que hi hagi moltíssima més gent i moltíssima més participació. Per cert, un apunt per a tots els socis abonats però que no tenen el passi de temporada, fins demà tindreu temps, es tancarà aquest termini per sol·licitar-lo i en cas que se superin el nombre de peticions, la demanda que hi ha, es farà un sorteig davant de notari. Per tant, ara sí que ja mica en mica la tornada a l'Spotify Camp Nou és una realitat. Però, un cop explicat això, ja centrar-nos en el partit. Pocs minutets aquí a Sant James Park, tot a punt per veure un gran Barça, esperem que sí, i tornar amb un molt bon resultat cap a Barcelona. Per cert, Pablo, Déu-n'hi-do el fred que fa a terres angleses. Ara mateix 9 graus, sensació tèrmica de 2, ens haurem de posar el gorro perquè aquí a Sant James Park fa un fred que pela.
You can't escape the cold. For those of you who didn't understand, Llorenç was saying it's 9 degrees Celsius there, feels like 2. And it's very cold inside St James's Park, as you could probably imagine.
In the UK in general, for the most part.
It is. It's not a pleasant place. It's a cold place. The Barça players will be feeling it. But Llorenç was saying, great news, wonderful news for Barça. Indeed on Sunday, more participation in the elections and the opening of Phase 1C Gol Nord. Spence, you up for a quick fire quiz, my friend? And the members live chat. How about you guys too? You ready for this? Let's go.
Let's do it.
Good luck, I suppose. Here we go.
Thank you.
Which of these Barça players has scored at St James's Park previously with Barça? Riquelme, Thiago Motta, or Cocu?
Rashford.
Toma. I was actually thinking of putting him. I thought that's the stupidest question I could have done.
That's my answer.
Rashford. Bam.
Bam. I don't know. I really don't know this one.
I'm sorry, man.
Cocu.
I know, I'm sorry.
Cocu. I'll go Cocu.
Spence.
Because I like Cocu's name. I also like Riquelme's name. But it wasn't either one of them, so it doesn't matter.
It was Thiago Motta, people. Let us know in the live chat. Also got in the live chat right now is Barcelona Camel saying that he's named camels after us, which is not the answer
I'm surprised that he named camels after us and not each one of the humps. If there were 2 humps and one hump was named Spencer and the other was Pablo.
Yeah, that you would have liked that more.
Fine.
If it makes you feel any better, Spence, I've got some answers coming in here. Minecraft, Alia, McLumvis, Galatasaray. None of you got it right. It was number 2, guys. It was number 2. Barcelona Camels as well. It was number 2, Thiago Motta. Question 2, Spence, coming right up.
Come on.
In how many of our previous 28 Champions League games have we failed to score in?
1, the Chelsea game. Toma!
I like this. And I thought you would have gone none, but you've gone 1. Bang, straight in there, Spence. I'm a big, big fan. Well done, mate.
Toma!
Number 3.
Toma!
Guys, so far, I haven't seen anyone who got question 1 right, so I don't know if you're even going to be able to get 3 out of 3. Here we go, though. How many times have Barça beaten Newcastle in the Champions League?
I don't know, once? I'm going to say once because we got to get going.
4 times, Spence, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was 4 times that Barca have beaten Newcastle in the Champions League. Culers, well done, those of you who got 3 out of 3. The players are in the tunnel as we speak. It's nearly kickoff. Can you hear that noise?
Vamos.
That's St James's Park.
Vamos.
That's the Champions League. This is some proper football we're going to be seeing tonight. 4 minutes away from kickoff. They'll be well up for this. Look at the atmosphere inside St James's Park. This should be really good.
Come on, man. Get pumped. Get pumped.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Geordie boys are taking over. Budapest awaits for me. Who will it be for? Here's game commentary. Oh, it's one of those special nights in the Champions League, isn't it? It's Newcastle versus Barça. Just listen to the atmosphere inside St James's Park tonight. One of those evenings that the Newcastle fans won't be forgetting for a very long time. Eddie Howe said this is Newcastle United's most important, most special game in their recent history. For Barça, the road to Budapest, it continues here. The away leg comes first, the home leg comes second. It's Newcastle versus Barça in the Champions League. There's not much not to enjoy as that beautiful anthem rings around the stadium. The champions.
Da, 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 da.
Mama,
Let's go. Come on.
They're the 2 coaches, Spence, Eddie Howe and Hansi Flick. Talk about special games for him. Of course, we saw this fixture in the league phase. This will be a whole different kettle of fish, won't it? Atmosphere-wise, what's on the line? Despite both teams having injuries, having players missing. Oh, I'm excited for this.
This is exactly why we play football and why we get to March and we think, we're here. It's elimination style. Now, nothing will be decided tonight. And I always say in these first legs, you cannot win the tie, but you can lose it. So,
yeah,
especially on the road, you've got to be ready to go. And you've got to come out, in this case, for Barça, as if you're trying to win the tie, even though, like I said, that's not possible. Go get it early, get a couple of goals, make yourself comfortable, and force Newcastle to be the one to chase the game.
Well, Newcastle do make some interesting choices in their starting 11. There's no Voltemade from the start. No Anthony Gordon either. Those are maybe the 2 big pieces of news. Elanga and Barnes both get big starts, as does Osula, who's a young forward, scored a big goal in recent weeks against United, and tonight gets the nod by the English coach, who has done the unthinkable at Newcastle. He's won them their first trophy, the Carabao Cup, in 70 years last campaign against Liverpool. Now, though, the Champions League, pretty much all Newcastle have left, not really faring too well themselves in domestic competition in the Premier League. They were knocked out of the FA Cup over the weekend to Manchester City. The referee is Marco Guida from Italy. Araujo captains Barca tonight, which brings us on to Hansi Flick's team. Joan Garcia as ever the nod in goal. Rumoured with Newcastle in the summer, he only wanted Barca. Gila Martin, Cubarsí, Araujo and Cancelo across the back line. Koundé, Christensen, Balde and Eric all have injuries. Bernal and Pedri are in midfield. Fermin's just ahead of them. Rafinha, Lamine and Robert Lewandowski are the ones that lead the line. Watch out here, because Fermin, Lamine, Gerard Martin and Casalo are 1 yellow card away from suspension. If they're booked tonight, they won't be here for the second leg.
Fermin, Lamine, and Martin all need to be careful tonight. And based on what we're seeing on the images right there, it looks like, indeed, it could be that Gerard Martin is playing on the left. Joao Cancelo will play next to Lamine Yamal on the right as a fullback, and then Araujo and Cubarsí will be in the middle. That's based on the image there. Let's see what happens with this game, because it looks like I'm seeing Araujo already on the right-hand side, but here we go.
There you go. Not sure how UEFA had it. We've got it on our screens as Araujo right back. That's exactly what it's going to be. So Hansi Flick elects to stick with the back line or the centre-back pairing he had before. We're underway at St James's Park. Ball back to Joan Garcia, who kicks long. And the game begins, people. The party begins here. This is going to be exciting indeed, isn't it? 2 goals from Marcus Rashford, the second, a screamer. Last time these two sides met. Different conditions certainly now. Lamine, for example, wasn't available on that game. He is here tonight. And some big starts in there too. Araujo right back early on. That's going to be a question mark for him to see how he deals with that. A player who a few seasons ago was excellent at that right back position. 2 players went for the same ball there. But that is more of a makeshift back line, isn't it, Spencer Barça? One that we're going to have to deal with and cope with this evening, because it's not the most familiar of defences for Hansi Flick, is it?
Yeah, and that's been one of Barca's main points of emphasis all season, is trying to figure out exactly. It looks like Mark Penal may have taken a knee to the back of the head there from Joelinton. But just figuring out exactly what this looks like and making sure that they get comfortable in the early stages of this game. Oof.
Yeah, Osula there, pressing
good.
high, as you'd expect he would. Cubarsí will just put under some pressure. Expect a physical, fast start from Newcastle with Joelinton here. Pedri is in the way. Many Newcastle fans said Pedri and De Jong put on an absolute clinic in the fixture in the league phase. Here's Elanga. Gerard Martin away at the front post. And behind for the first corner. Lots of talk about corners, set pieces in England. Well, Barça under pressure early on here. First score, by the way, question in the members live chat for you all to tune into. Who will score the first goal? Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine, or will it be other? I'm actually going to put my neck on the line here and go Lewandowski. Go on. My vote's in. Who's your vote? Let us know in the chat.
I kind of agree with you, but I think the first chance is going to fall to Levy tonight.
Okay. Well, the first chance may well fall to Newcastle before Barça get one. This is floated to the back post. It's actually going to be dealt with by Joan Garcia, who got a nice glove on that ball. Now Lamine Yamal can bring Barca clear, which he does pretty neatly indeed, although he ran into too many black and white shirts. And Barca will do well here, just to get a foot on the ball as Newcastle are trying to make things chaotic early on. They're doing that well too. Theo, Ramsey. Easily glides past in midfield.
Got to be physical.
Too easy for Ramsey, really. Barca players are backing off him. Cancelo in the end, in the way. Bernal has his arms in the air, but Newcastle, maybe as we thought, making a fast start. Barca will do well to weather that early storm, won't they?
Exactly right. They need to make sure that they cross all their T's, dot their I's and their J's, and make sure that everything is under control, because at home, for Newcastle, they've got the confidence, and Barca are adjusting to the physicality right now, which is currently favoring Newcastle.
Yep, it certainly is. And if Newcastle can make it a physical game, they'll be the ones who come off better off of it, you'd imagine. In goes another corner. Garcia again got gloves on it first. That's gone through him. It's hacked away off the goal line, I think, by Cubarsí, who was behind him. Nervy start for Barca.
Nervitz.
Who right now will be glad that the score is still 0-0. Oof.
Yoy.
Thank goodness he was there now.
I mean, that's one of the weirdest shots on target from a header from the top of the box that you'll ever see, and then Joan just kind of spilled it. 3.5 minutes in, already the third, we'll call it long set piece for Newcastle. This is going to be a throw.
Yeah, again, as you'd expect, Newcastle, any set pieces, throw-ins, they just want to get it straight into the box. Lewis Hall is over this one. He's going to launch this one into that Barca 18-yard box. Flicked on. Only as far as Tonali. Then the flick again.
All right.
And that'll be Joan Garcia's
All right, let's play ball.
And we can start to... Oh, Joan Garcia's gone for a long kick there.
Okay, if you say so.
I was maybe going to say, Spence, we could start to maybe just get our foot on the ball and play, but no.
Not yet, apparently.
Elanga.
That's obviously something it's got to be part of the game plan. It's not like Joan Garcia would just hoof it down the pitch for no reason.
Angelo Martin nicely in there. Scrappy start early on in midfield.
Wow.
Barça unable really to get too many passes together. Newcastle enjoying themselves so far with the style of this game, although that from Ramsdale just slightly overhit.
I have to say, I know that Barca's game is possession. That's obvious. I don't hate that the first 5 minutes look like this.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You like a bit of back and forth?
There are a lot of variables in this game. One of them is how comfortable will Newcastle feel playing a certain style, knowing and expecting what Barca's style is supposed to be. And in the first 5 minutes, it's been all Newcastle on the attack, and Barca don't even want the ball. At some point, that's going to change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's Lewandowski, who get the feeling is going to have a big role tonight in terms of just keeping the ball stuck a bit for Barca in the final third, almost as that player who can bring things down, bring others into play. Lewis Hall now collecting, and Araujo pressing high, and Barca will do well to win it there. They're not going to win it there. Lewis Hall has got away far too easily. He's released Osula, who is mighty quick. Osula, and still Angelo Martin got in the way. Corner. Spence, I'm not even sure if this is worth asking, but I will ask our members what you guys think the key of the game will be. Watch out for exactly that. The Newcastle pacing behind, the energy they bring to the game, the intensity. Just to take control of that midfield, which I thought we did brilliantly actually in the league phase game. Eventually.
Might be why they went with Osula, because he makes that run in behind, and he's, as you said, very quick, and that's something that Voltemade is not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that's part of the game plan right now.
Or are you just looking to get out of here with a positive result, even a draw or a win?
No, we don't need to start thinking about results yet. We're only 6.5 minutes in. I think right now we just got to weather the storm.
I like it. Tonali's delivery. Newcastle's third corner already, but it's easy for Joan Garcia to claim, and now Barca can perhaps just start to calm things down.
Why are we booing Pedri? Don't boo Pedri. You can't. No.
And they were the ones singing his praises in the league phase game, by the way. Fermin in there nicely. Good though.
I mean, so far, and I'm just saying so far. It's only 7 minutes, but Pedri has touched the ball twice, and he has now lost the ball twice. And so, for everybody who's going to judge Pedri's entire career on these 45 minutes or whatever,
calm down.
Calm down.
Long ball again here is found. Barnes, by the way. Harvey Barnes here for Newcastle United. Deflection blocked. Tonali's in there. Alanga's offside.
Yeah.
And I think Barnes was offside on the initial ball through too.
It is that time.
Game's been so crazy, I almost forgot Spence.
It's yellow. It's yellow. You went far too soon. You're offside.
First offside of the day. I love that laugh, man.
That's good. It's a contagious laugh. It makes something that was probably not very funny way funnier.
And now Barca called offside. Right in the thick of things early on. Lewandowski's been feeding off scraps really in the opening few minutes. He was just offside. Good spot by the assistant on that side.
Phew.
Arlie said I thought it was new rap time. Well, I quite like that song actually from you.
The offside Champions League.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And I think in Champions League you
just
can do
wait
that.
until the first yellow card.
Oh, really? Okay. I walked in today and I saw Spence had his yellow card and his red card just laid out on the table. And I thought,
We're ready for everything today. It's the Champions League. How can you not be? It's a high boot.
And Joe Linton didn't care. He just played on.
Get up. Stand up.
And then he was, looks as though he's maybe pushed over. No.
Where's our referee from? Just out of
Italian.
Okay, just out of curiosity.
Marco Guida. This is Araujo then over the throw-in. What a big night it is for him at right back. Not played a lot of football really since the turn of the new year. Araujo.
That's a
foul by Lewandowski. And for the opening 9-10 minutes here, Spence for Newcastle, ideal really, isn't it? I saw a comment, I think, from From Max saying Newcastle will be like this for 20 minutes, then they'll be done. I'm not sure I completely agree with the fact they'll just be done after 20 minutes, but I understand your thinking. You're saying if we can weather this Newcastle 20-minute storm, this game will look a little bit different. I happen to agree. It's all about weathering it, though.
Yeah, because it's one thing to say we got to hold on tight, but if you give up a goal, then
Yes.
things get a lot more complicated. So
Yeah,
I really don't.
Juan Garcia, first time,
He's
second
fine.
time, gobbles it.
I just no. I don't. I hate. Imagine being a fan of a team that just likes to absorb pressure like this, right? I mean, there are teams out there, good teams and bad teams, and mediocre teams and everywhere in between. But this is no way to enjoy football. I am not having fun in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, lots of suffering for Barça, who I think apart from the fact that it's been all Newcastle, we've barely put 4 passes together, Spencer.
Can we get stats?
Yeah, go on. I want to see them.
Wait, before you put it up, take a guess. What's the possession number right now?
Okay, possession has to be. I'm going to go 70% Newcastle.
I'll say I'm with you. I'm going to go 74. Nah.
12 successful passes we've made.
13. 14. Foul. Thank you.
Everyone's so locked in, they're forgetting the flick cam. We don't have the flick cam today. He's not available in Champions League nights. He has a little bit of a break for Champions League, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, piano guy.
Fair comment from you. I like it.
Because otherwise there would be a flick cam Champions League song.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea. And I'm the first one who would love a flick cam right now.
Right.
I would love a flick cam right now, but it's not the case. Lamine Yamal's trying to get away from Lewis Hall here, but no, we can make our own flick cam.
Do we have? There we go. The flick cam. The flick cam.
There you go. It's piano guy. You got your own flick cam.
He loves the high press. The flick cam. Something please happen in this game. I can't do these tonterías forever.
Ramsey, Donali, back to Ramsey. This is Tio. Nice ball from Tio. Hello, Ramsey. And Alanga trying to get in behind, which Juan Garcia can claim it. Come on, Barça. A bit of foot on the ball. By the way, in the members live chat, Courtney, welcome to Pack Basic. And Arshia Asadi, welcome to Pack Premium. New premium member. We'll read out a few of you who have become premium during this time period later on too. That's nice from Barça.
Nice.
How about that from Lamine Yamal to Fermin? All of a sudden, things open up for the Catalans. Rafinha then.
Go on.
Can he get onto his left foot? He can. Shoots. Blocked by Trippier.
That's good though.
Who is claiming it came off Rafinha. Cancelo's going to retrieve either way. Now Fermin. That's it, isn't it? When Newcastle push forward, there will be space down the other end.
Now this is, I believe, the first time that Barça are setting up in the final third.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's not even really the final third yet, but the attacking half.
Yeah, in the Newcastle half, yeah. Cancelo, who's been good in recent weeks. Certainly against Atletico de Madrid and Athletic Club, he was very good, was the Portuguese fullback. Here's Araujo. Lamine. Nice from him, spotted that. Ooh. Ball into Fermin, who digs it back out of his feet to Lamine. This is Lewandowski. Better from Barça, starting to apply some pressure. Rafinha just behind Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Who is going to be able to retrieve this. Lamine. Past Lewis Hall. Oh. But Joelinton was in the way. Effective, sharp, strong. Although he's got Lewandowski here applying pressure. His clearance was good though. And Newcastle dealt with it very well in the end.
It was lucky.
And Hall can hit long. And Osula is doing exactly what he was on the pitch to do. Play on here because Barnes is in. Elanga's coming around the back.
Nice.
Cancelo's over there.
Good cover.
Corner. I'll tell you what, they gave a foul. They gave an advantage there. I'm not sure that was a foul from Koulibaly. I thought you got the ball.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I agree. Both players are still down. That was a well-executed outlet from Newcastle just to get into open space after Barça had them pinned back. Need a closer look to see if it's actually a foul. Let's see. This is going to be a good angle for us. Nah. Whatever. Meh. That's all I can tell you. Meh. Hansi.
Tonali's over to take the corner here for Newcastle. Nearly 15 minutes on the clock. They've had about 5 of these already. In fact, make this number 4. Big guns up from the back again.
Got to keep defending. Watch that back post.
Dan Burn, tallest of the lot. In by Tonali.
Nice.
Good defensive header. I think it was Gerard Martin who made it. Rafinha can clear. Barca have dealt with set pieces really well so far. Not an easy team to deal with them against either.
Nice. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Lewandowski.
Oh, yeah. That'll work.
Rafinha's onside. Yeah, well left by Lamine Yamal.
Get in
Space
there.
opens up here for Barca. Here's Rafinha.
Oh.
And he tried to find Lamine. Oh, difficult ball to pull off, really, wasn't it? Didn't seem like things ever really opened up for Rafinha. I wondered if he could have taken a bit longer. Either way,
had
went
a lot
for the
of
ball.
time.
Yeah. End-to-end stuff now. Trippier, Asula.
I'm glad Hansi's with us.
Yeah, does it make you feel a bit
right
safer?
now. I
yeah?
do feel better,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
There you go. There are the attempts. Newcastle having the better of things so far. And they're in here with Anthony Elanga. Did he break the offside trap? What a save by Joan Garcia.
Can I put the flag up?
Simply superb, the stop he made. I think the flag went up. It did. You got the flag, yeah.
Did it? I wasn't sure.
Oh, that one.
I don't think so.
That would have counted. Truly spectacular, that stop. What a glove by Garcia. Wow. Flag did go up, by the way, Spence. I think he called that offside, but
well, the save needed to be made.
on VAR, that would have counted, people. Wow. First big moment of the tie, really, I'd say. First big save by you-know-who. Joan Garcia. Emojis in the chat, people. Joan Garcia emojis in the chat.
Nervits.
Pedri. Lamine Yamal. Pedri. Araujo. Love it, people.
Nicely done, chat. Well done. Some airplanes. Some Joan Garcia. Like the airplanes, Alia. Gotta have them. Now, let's see if we can find an opportunity here to break through this defense.
Pedri. Back to Araujo. Now Cubarsí. This is Gerard Martin.
Very confident and patient on the ball right now, Barça, when they want to be. Pick their spot. There you go.
Lamine knew he was coming onto his left foot, couldn't stop it. His switch is almost inch perfect. Trippier watched it all the way, though. Trippier, of course, a player who would have featured against Barça with Atletico all those years ago. Araujo. Fermin. Back to the Uruguayan. Pedri. Bit of Barca possession, isn't it? Just
Finally,
yeah, just all of a sudden a bit calmer.
Hansi ball. It's okay. There's no rush.
Yeah, not much really going on in the attacking phase for us, but we have at least a bit more control over things. Possession stats, well, yeah, you can see it already looking a bit more favourable.
There's 162 minutes left in this tie. There's no rush.
Yeah. Ooh, off Hall.
Get it. Take it.
Oh, and
Let's
you've
go.
got to be careful
Let's
there.
go. Let's
Lamine's
go.
in
That's a
here.
yellow card. That's a yellow card. Come on. That's got to be a yellow card.
Surely he gives it.
Senor. Come on.
Wow.
Pero, señor, por favor.
Oh, Lewis Hall will be the most
Signore.
delighted man in Tyneside there. Wow.
Per favore. That's...
So cynical. And I'll tell you what, to get away with that as a fullback on Lamine Yamal, you would be delighted, wouldn't you? Imagine making a cynical foul of that on Lamine. You just say, that's my one, that's the one I take, right?
That he is counting his lucky chickens right now. And how about this? Barca's setting up for a little set piece action. Show him, Hansi.
Set piece here for Barca then. What was Hansi Flick's team got up their sleeve? In by Fermin. Oh, and that fell to Araujo.
It did.
I'm not sure that was what we were aiming for, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Fermin got enough purchase on what he wanted. Didn't quite make the connection with it. Yeah. There is Marcus Rashford on the Barca bench today. The hero, the last time these two sides faced each other. Scored maybe the goal of the season. His crashing effort off the bar and in. that gave Barca lift-off on match day 1 of the league phase. Newcastle, of course, decided who had to go through the playoffs to get to round of 16. They finished just outside the top 8. How about that from Pedri?
Now he's doing Pedri things.
His first little cameo of the evening, just warming up. Cancelo. And listen to the Barca fans. Pedri. Down the line, good ball too. Cancelo. 1v1 with Trippier.
He's got his dancing shoes on.
Nice from Cancelo to Rafinha. Oh, and just tucked past his own goal by Dan Burn. Super ball across by the Brazilian. Surely someone in Barca Orange has got to be there, though.
Let's see. Lamine is way out of the play. Fermin was in there, but oh, the look on Dan Burns' face. All right, corner.
Corner here for Barca, which Rafinha is going to go over and take. Tell you what, 20-minute mark has been reached. Things looking just a little bit calmer now for Barca. They've started to take somewhat control of this. Ramsdale organising his defenders. I'll be intrigued to see if we swing this indirectly here. Rafinha's going to do just that. Oh, and you can tell. Yeah, we're looking for an Araujo, aren't we? And understandably, he's got to be the target at the back post. Yeah, just on that occasion. It goes over his head and behind for a goal kick. Which Ramsdale will take. By the way, over 5,000 of you still watching us live here. Massive thank you to all of you Barca fans all around the world.
Since there are 3 Champions League games going on at once. Yeah. It's 19 minutes on the clock. It's at the Metropolitano.
There is it.
Yeah. 3-0 Atleti over Spurs. 3-0.
In all truth, with the way Atleti have been playing, or at least the way they played against Barca in the first leg, and with the state that Tottenham are in right now, that's exactly what you could have expected. But there was a lot of talk saying, Champions League, you never know.
That's true.
And I was seeing people saying that the reputation of La Liga is on the line in that game. Well,
yeah.
What a statement Atleti have made early on. Here's Lamine Yamal, big chances for Barca.
Shoot!
Opens up to Rafinha, thought about it, gives it to Cancelo. Fermin's in there. And maybe they should have shot Spence.
Oh,
Give away though, Rafinha. Lamine waiting. Dan Burns taller than almost everyone there. Lamine wants more though.
Please shoot.
Still Lamine. Twisting, turning. Lamine Yamal!
Yeah, I love it.
Side netting. Yeah, got a touch from Ramsdale, didn't it? And just a bit better from Barca. We're starting to build up a head of steam here.
I'm going to give Hansi a rest.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, pop him on. I'll take him.
Because Hansi's got to focus on the game, and so do we.
Yeah.
Did that take it? Yeah, it did.
Ramsdale gets a touch.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't sure.
Couled is absolutely loving the support. I'm loving it from all of you.
Come on.
Fill the chat with your Bisca Barca. Let's get them in there. Rafinha has taken this corner short. He leaves it to Lamine Yamal, who gives it away.
That. He cannot do that. That's a problem.
And Barca don't want to lose it there. Ramsey. And he knows how quick Elanga is. Rafinha, excellent. Although, watch out. Oh, quick feet from Masuda. Not quite quick enough.
That's good. That's good.
Barca got back well in numbers, didn't they?
Good recovery. When you take those corners short, you can practice it an infinite number of times on the training ground, but if it doesn't come off, it can be a very, very dangerous situation.
Yeah. Tio. Now Dan Burn. This is Lewis Hall. Harvey Barnes. Back to Hall. Love it, people. Fill in the chat. Tonali. And that's simple for Barca. Spence, has what happened what we maybe thought would happen? A really fast start from Newcastle. Were they just hoping that in that 10-15 minutes they got that goal that put Barca on the back foot? They haven't got it. Now Barca can maybe start to play their football a bit more.
Yeah, I think Newcastle might have been more reactionary to what Barca's first 10 minutes looked like, which was a lot more passive than maybe even Newcastle were expecting.
Right.
More passive than what we were expecting. Fortunately, we've gotten past the point of those first 15, 20 minutes, and Barça managed to weather that storm. A lot of football left, but they got through it without any concessions or problems, yellow cards, penalties, none of that. So now you're right.
Yep.
They can get back to playing their game a little bit. That's beautiful.
Nice from Lamine to Pedri. Those two you can see just starting to maybe feel in the groove tonight. Look at that from Lamine. Nice footwork back to Cubarsí. Gerard Martin. Bernal.
Not called his name much yet tonight. I think he's just easing into this too, which is not a bad thing.
Cubarsí. Oh, the switch nearly found Rafinha, mind you. Lewandowski's going to pick up the scraps. Fermin is in there, spins away from Elanga.
He can shoot.
Oh, yes, he can. Leaves it to Rafinha, though. Thought about giving it to Cancelo. Maybe now. Rafinha. Oh,
good idea.
It was Lewandowski just unable to receive the pass. And now Lewis Hall can come away with things for Newcastle. Oh, good from Araujo. Really good that. Stop the counter-attack. And just got Barça in. Spence, we've had a few new members joining us today. Should we say hello to them? Do they?
Porta l'escut al pit. Do you porta l'escut al pit?
I do today.
Em protegeix el cor. Em protege l'escut al pit.
Yes, it does.
El meu tresor.
Coolers, welcome to the Barça YouTube family. Premium member Jed Entish is in. Crystal Brown 3526. Adam Ibrahim 10111. And then other members who have joined from Pack Basic. Jose Vasquez, Is Mustafa, Feli Gonzalez, Mami Feld. You're all in. And Ramsey's in here for Newcastle. And now Elanga to the back post. And just over the top of the crossbar from Osula. Behind for a goal kick. Closest Newcastle to come in quite some time.
It's a peach of a pass from Trippier over the top to Ramsey. And then even another good one. I tell you what, Newcastle's passing in this first half has been on target. They're getting to the right places, or at least to the places that they want to go. Barça have been fortunate, but also good to defend.
Trippier. Araujo. Should be a Barca ball, it is. It came off Harvey Barnes. As we said that, Kimberly is a Pack Basic member. Welcome to the Barca Live family. Get yourself involved and welcome to the show. Hansi Flick watching on there. 27 minutes played. He'll be content, won't he? He'll know full well this is a two-legged tie. Nothing to get too panicked about. Atletico have scored 4, by the way, against Tottenham now.
Oh my goodness.
You know what that was, Spencer? That was if you looked at the tables, you looked at common sense, you'd say Atleti are going to score 5 tonight. But for some reason, even I thought, but they won't though, because it's a Champions League, it's a bit different. No, they have.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
And yes, they have.
Yeah, it's been exactly. And by the way, Bayern are battering Atalanta too. So those two are putting more than a...
Oh, man. And didn't Atalanta come back against, what was it, Dortmund? I think
that dramatic game. Yeah.
Wow, Champions League is going off in some places, man. I mean, it's early. It's just night 1.
Yep. Galatasaray already with a big win over Liverpool. I say big, they won 1-0, but a big win for them.
What's the other one? We're missing one. Oh no,
Ourselves,
that's it. No, that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
This one here, yeah.
This game.
Which is the only one that doesn't have any goals in it right now. 28 minutes on the clock.
That's okay.
We're fine.
That's all right.
0-0 at half-time, by the way, in the league phase when these two sides played each other. I said it in the preview, Barça have only failed to score in one of their previous 28 Champions League fixtures. That was the 3-0 defeat on English soil to Chelsea, but we were down to 10 men, of course, in that one in the first half. And a very good record against English teams too. Barça have gone through in each of the last 5 occasions in the round of 16 against English opposition. Araujo ordered to take this throw in a little bit further back. Pedri. Oh, nice from Pedri. Slick. Give it back to him. Araujo instead goes upfield. It's a very hopeful ball. Looking for Rafinha, which Ramsdale is going to be able to claim.
They haven't been able to build up confidently tonight.
Yeah.
Barça.
Yeah. Bit rushed there. It surprised me that we just went long,
I think maybe that comes in part from knowing that Newcastle want to apply some high pressure and you don't want to take the risk of turning the ball over in your defensive third so early in a tie like this. It's a little bit more conservative to just send it down the pitch like that, the way Araujo just did.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Agreed. And it's also worth remembering, of course, Barça without so many important defenders who would have naturally helped them in that phase. Eddie Garcia, of course, maybe a big one left out tonight. You've got Christensen, who's been a long-term injury, so good with the ball at his feet. Balde, Koundé, both vital in that regard. So there are players missing for Barça. Here's Thiel, who I think is an impressive, powerful defender. That's an awful ball, though, from Hall. Doesn't find Barnes. Newcastle will be happy with the pressure they're applying, though, especially considering the options they still have on the bench, too, that they can bring on in this second half.
You can see, too, that how many players do Newcastle have pressuring the ball right now? I count 7.
Oh, and that was won cleanly, says the referee, Joe Linton. Oh, and he pulls it back. Something that I don't think the Newcastle fans are going to enjoy. I wonder whether he got a word from the 4th official there, because he seemed adamant in lifetime that he wasn't going to give it. And it's a foul, I think.
It looks like a foul, but it is... Yeah. I mean... Kind of a foul.
Yeah. He goes through him to get the ball, doesn't he, I suppose?
Yeah. It's been a tough one to officiate so far, I have to say.
Yeah, a few 50-50s like that. I mean, you could see there even, Spence, Juan Garcia just looks a little bit stuck as to say, what do I do here? Because we usually have a passing option. We don't really have them right now. I don't just want to kick it aimlessly like he's sort of done there, you know. But that's pretty much what Barça are being forced to do right now. Rafinha picks up the pieces here, though. Newcastle win it back again. Joe Linton. Barnes. Juan Garcia's ball.
A very disjointed first half an hour.
Very, yeah. Barca struggling to really build up a rhythm in this game of dominance and control.
Like, this looks a lot more like a Champions League final than it does a round of 16 game, if you know what I mean.
More cagey, you're saying, yeah.
Definitely looks like a first leg.
Yes. Trippier. And Alanga's quick. Osula's in the middle. Alanga left the ball behind. Ramsey in support. Trippier now for Newcastle. Tonali. Alanga. Shoots! Juan Garcia, comfortable. Routine for him. Newcastle's second attempt on target. Stats are on your screen just there.
Wow, how did the possession numbers flip like that? I don't understand. It doesn't feel like that. Not feel that way at all.
Barça have started to get a foothold in that regard of possession. This is cool to see. Rafinha. Oh,
Ooh,
quick feet from Rafinha
that's
was fouled.
got to be a yellow card. Yes.
I find that really strange, Spence, that he gave that one and not the Hall one. Tonali in the book. Did you say you had something special when someone was booked tonight?
Yeah, I lied. What do you want from me?
So when you said, just wait until someone gets booked.
Weren't you waiting?
Yep.
All right.
And here it is.
And here it is. I'm not your show monkey, Pablo. I can do things the way I want to do.
Oh.
I will rap when I want to rap.
Ooh, watch out there, because Dan Burn was on the stretch and Newcastle survived that one. Barnes. Hall. Back here to Dan Burn. Aliona, welcome to the show. That's a hard name. Jemiol is in there too. Jemiol. This is then AKA.
J. Mo de Heathen.
Tough one, isn't it?
Tough.
Well won back by Pedri. Fermin's in there too. Bernal then strong in the challenge, and Byrne eventually can bring things back for Newcastle. Is that what's been happening though?
Well, it's been hard for Bernal to get into the game in that pivot role in attack. He has not been able to link up at all. Where he can get involved and make an impact right now is doing what he just did a moment ago. Now here he is on the ball here trying to facilitate, but get your legs in the passing lanes of Newcastle.
Lamine. Bernal. Back to Lamine Yamal, who, with Araujo right back, I suppose has different sort of support because you can see it. Araujo comes right in, doesn't he? Almost as a third centre-back. Cancelo's pushing on, so Lamine's almost on his own out there in terms of taking players on. When he's got Koundé there, or even Eder Garcia who's playing that role, they're a little bit more offensive. Different sort of support system for him there. Pedri weaving away here though, masterfully. Finds Lamine Yamal. Hall didn't want to commit too forward, you could see that. Still Lamine. Tried to clip one around the back, Hall in the way. Tonali.
No. Play. Oh.
Yeah, they're going to play on here because Tonali has brought things clear. He's giving it away
Nice.
though, and Cancelo can capitalise.
Slow down.
João Cancelo for Barça. Went for goal. Don't think it was the worst idea. Just wonder whether he could have opened it up onto his right foot a little bit more. A bad slip. Rafinha. Fermin! Oh. Maybe Barca's best chance. Straight at Ramsdale. And that could be Trippier's night, you know.
Oh.
Looked at it in live time.
What happened?
On the stretch, he made a painful stretch.
That's the groin area. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it came on the slip. That's painful.
Yeah, an overstretch there.
Oh, and if Fermin lets that go, Lamine is also just waiting. There's no way for Fermin to know that. I mean, he puts it on target. You can't blame him. But.
Oh, yeah, Lamine was right there, wasn't he? I mean, it's a sort of area Fermin has scored from. So Trippier down for treatment here. Callers, let us know in the members live chat. How are you feeling right now? How are the nerves? You a bit nervous? You feeling okay?
How we doing? How we doing, chat?
Talk
to us.
Sensations, feelings with the first 37 minutes gone in this clash. Tino Livramento, by the way, is the player warming up for Newcastle. Now back from injury, and I wonder whether he's going to be coming on here, actually, you know.
Already?
No, I'm still warming up.
I mean, he's
go
got to try to push through this a little bit. I think.
Alia says 6 out of 10 with how she's feeling. Yeah, fair enough. Just over content.
Oh, the change of expression on his face after the slip.
Grimace.
It's a grimace. It's like he's not an old man, but it's like an old man realizing that he's hurt himself in a moment. And it's more of like a disappointment than a pain.
Elmir Day says, a bit nervy, but confident we'll get the job done.
4x4 Charlotte's feeling groovy.
Yeah, feeling. We could do some sunglasses there, actually.
I just want him to score like 6 goals in this game.
Pedri.
Yeah.
For what we were talking about now.
Yeah.
Fermin's flick on header. Lewandowski wasn't a good return to Fermin. Teal. Okay, the Newcastle fans doing the job of the team.
40,000 people yelling man on.
Elanga. Anthony Elanga. Oh, it was a wicked delivery. Agonising for João Garcia to decide whether he should come or stick. Went all the way through.
Yeah, got more agonising after it got past Cancelo, and then it got past João Garcia, and then you're wondering who's going to get on the end of it.
And Osula just sneaking in behind Kubarsi. Nearly did just that. Took him out in the meantime. I mean, I think the Newcastle fans, players, staff, they'll be thinking, this is good. We've got Barça where we want them, really. But I think they will know, especially, that this home leg is where they want to make the most of this tie. And these chances, maybe was they've got Barça a little bit cold. They want to take advantage, Newcastle. Osula just about gets through to Ramsey.
Nada.
Good touch by Gerard Martin there. Now Fermin. Give it to Lamine. Lamine
Look
Yamal.
at Joao Cancelo. Look at Joao Cancelo.
Yeah, that's where the space is about. Lamine thought about it. Instead, tried something even more inventive. Put Hall in the way. And Lamine flattened him.
How's your American football? How's your truck stick?
We don't often see that from Lamine. Boom.
I mean, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm screaming for a yellow card. I can actually, I'm not trying to be biased here, but I can actually kind of see why it's not. I can kind of see why it's not. But I would be furious if I wasn't given that.
Tottenham have got a goal back, by the way. 4-1.
I believe that's called cosmetics.
Hall over the throw-in. Just 5 minutes to go until half-time. Can't imagine we'll have too much added on, bar the little injury that Trippier suffered.
Max says maybe Lamine needs to do what he did during the weekend. I'll tell you, when Lamine tried to split the two Newcastle defenders earlier in the first half, he made a move like he put the ball deliberately between the two defenders, and then I guess he thought he was going to be able to run through them. But in his mind, when he thinks he can do something and he makes that first effort, I'm thinking, all right, here we go. You know?
Yeah, a bit of Lamine magic. Boy, have we had that in recent weeks. Wonderful goals against Villarreal. And certainly against Athletic Club in that 1-0 win for Barça over the weekend. A win that's kept them 4 points clear at the top of La Liga. Teal's crossfield pass and Hall touched it down, but to no one out of play.
Yeah, they just haven't really been very clinical in this first half, Newcastle, I think. They've gotten a couple of chances. I should say this, they've been clinical around goal, but everywhere else, it's looked a little bit choppy.
Yeah. Joan Garcia didn't exactly give Gerard Martin much of a gift there. Yeah, goals haven't been easy to come by for them this season, actually. Not in the league anyway. Although they did whack 9 past Karabag over 2 legs in the playoffs. Does make it even a bit more surprising that Gordon's on the bench today. Now, there could be an injury or a little bit of a niggle that he's got there that we're not aware of, but 10 goals in Europe he's got, by the way, this season, Anthony Gordon. Got 5 against Karabag.
I mean, what are we mad about, people? Did we not think that was a foul?
It was a clear foul.
Looked like a pretty clear foul.
Joan Garcia. Lewandowski. Nicely touched down here to Pedri. Rafinha, Pedri. Cancelo. Bernal.
And midfielders just haven't been able to get into the game.
Lamine tried it. Burn in the way. Fermin will let that run. Corner.
And their only chances to get in are trying to run in at the back line the way Fermin just did.
And Barça can send a few of their defenders up from the back again.
Boy, you know, this would be a good time just before halftime for a nice center back header or defender. You know, like one of those emphatic ones that hits the back of the net before it hits the ground.
A smash and grab, yeah. Take one of those right now. Rafinha is the man over the corner here for Barça. Swung in and easily cleared.
Pues no.
Front post, yeah. And if that had gone through, no one would have been able to header that anyway because it was right along the floor. "90 seconds to go until half-time. Lamine leaves it for Araujo.
Gonna get at least a minute.
You'd expect so.
That's probably about it. Pedri's frustrated. Everybody seems frustrated, actually. Nobody seems happy right now playing football.
Araujo. Here is Bernal. A goal just before half-time would be perfect for us this eliminated days. Yep, we know that. Would certainly change the tide here in this game. Rafinha. That was a bit loose. Here's Elanga. Nice from Elanga. Oh, he was adamant he was fouled. Guida saw nothing wrong with it. This one's not done yet. Joe Linton. Barnes. Corner. Was Alanga fouled in the box there? Oh, he slips. It's a good call actually by the referee, I think.
I think he
there
actually.
he slips.
Yeah, he slips first, and then there might be a little bit of innocuous contact.
Yeah, but I think if anything, he slips into that contact.
Right. And I'll play on.
It's Piano Guy says, I think we're going to have a 10 out of 10 second half. I like the optimism.
Chat's doing well today. Chat's staying optimistic.
Yeah.
Even Elmer
Yeah.
Days is optimistic right now. I like that.
I love when you say that.
I like that.
One additional minute, by the way, people, here at the end of the first half. Corner in by Tonali, away at the front post by Rafinha. Now Barça just have to be clever. They just have to defend, be smart here. These away games in Europe. Have to do your jobs. Been really good at defending the corners so far that Newcastle have swung in. This, the final one, you'd imagine, of the half from Tonali. In by the Italian. Juan Garcia had pressure on him. He beat it up rather than away. He was fouled.
That'll be that.
You'd imagine so. Not too much to discuss. Not too much to write home about in the first half. Which ends Newcastle 0. Barça 0. Not many huge chances, you'd say, in the opening 45 minutes. Both teams still just feeling each other out a little bit. Barça haven't got up to full speed just yet. We've kept the Newcastle storm at bay, you would say that much. Pedri and Araujo just discussing a few tactical aspects of things, maybe. But at half-time for Hansi Flick's team, still no way through. Things still being figured out. Half-time at St James's Park. In the first leg of the Champions League round of 16. Newcastle 0. Barça 0. Half-time then, people. Newcastle 0, Barça 0. Members in the live chat, let us know your thoughts on that first half. Get them in. We'll read a few of your opinions out here during this little period we've got at half-time, Spence. Can't press you for too much. I don't think an awful lot happened in the game.
That's nice of you.
I'm going to be honest with you.
That's nice of you.
Similar to Athletic Club the other week, actually. Not an awful lot happened. Actually, do you think Barça are struggling a little bit fitness, energy-wise, from the amount of games we've had and also the amount of injuries we've got? Is that playing a part, or do you think physically we look okay?
Physically, I don't think there's much of a problem. Maybe some of the tactical clarity and some of the edges are a little less sharp than what we're used to seeing. But I also think that that's partly built in because of the tactics. And Hansi seemed to make it pretty clear in that first half that they were going to taper off a little bit, not commit too many bodies forward. I mean, I don't think Araujo made one overlapping run with Lamine, intentionally.
Yeah.
And whereas we're used to seeing Koundé do that all the time. So it was a pretty chill first half, and that's why I think maybe they're not used to doing it that way, so it looks a little bit wonkier than normal. But I can't come right out and say I think that's, they're going to change their tune in the second half. They might not, but I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, I do agree. I think we're missing some big players, and that's the easy thing to point to. But I think especially in defence, you said it, even the build-up's being affected because it's a bit of a makeshift back line. And I think the way players are being positioned right now in that back line, we aren't finding those routes out as easily as we could have been. Plus the fact it's an away Champions League game at St James's Park, and Newcastle are naturally making it more difficult anyway. For Hansi Flick, I mean, things to touch on in that second half then, Spence. Even look at the passing numbers, they're quite low actually. We're just looking here, the top pass of a Barça, Koulibaly and Pedri with only 29. Usually at that point, we'd have a bit more than 172 successful passes. It's not been a free-flowing game, and we've had possession, we've built attacks. It hasn't really been that so far. And look, maybe that was to be expected in the first leg of a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, I think, Pilita Malaguita says portería cero, bien. Like, that's true. They did put up the clean sheet, so let's start there. They did not concede. and that we can't say the same about at least 4 other teams.
Yeah.
In the Champions League who have conceded so far, so that is a good place to start. I think they're missing something in the midfield. That's something, if I had to say off the top of my head, is Frankie de Jong, but well, we don't have him. He's not available, so we're gonna have to figure it out without him.
Yeah, you get the feeling those missing players. I think you made the good point about Koundé too. Just the partnership he's got with Lamine does help out the number 10 a bit more, who we haven't been able to see much of tonight either. So there is work to do for Barça in the second half. I think they know that this is a game they're missing players for. It's the away leg, of course. This is a 2-legged tie. Calm. We don't want to let this one get away from us, though, because, of course, think about it. By the time our next leg comes around, I mean, injuries-wise, we're not going to be recovering many of those players. You may be Eric Garcia. We have to wait and see what his problem is. But other than that, Balde, Koundé, they'll both be out still. Frenkie de Jong's not going to make it back for then. Christensen won't be back for then, so Gavi's another one too. So there are still players who Barça aren't going to have tonight or next week at the Spotify Camp Nou. Let's take a quick break here. You've got a halftime quiz coming up. Play along, get 5 out of 5 if you can, if you're the very best at your Barça and Newcastle knowledge. I like that from its piano guy. Maybe Rashford could help an attack to increase the pace. Something for Flick to think about at halftime. Halftime here. Newcastle 0, Barça 0. Here's the quiz. We'll see you shortly. Hello there. Hello there, people. Welcome back to the second half action here between Newcastle and Barça. Half-time 0-0. That's what the Barça players were doing in the dressing room. Not a lot's happened. We'd like a bit more to happen. It's been a relatively calm first 45 minutes. By the way, Gloria got 2 out of 5. Yeah, tough crowd. Alia got 3 out of 5.
Una mica malament, no?
A little bit like our first half, just a little bit. Room for improvement now.
Room for improvement.
Spence, that first half, room for improvement, maybe the term.
Yeah. Not our finest half of football. Not our worst half of football.
No.
Just, a half of football. I don't think we really can get too into the weeds on it, because if we did, we would make ourselves crazy, because it's just a quarter of this encounter. It's a very small section of it, and obviously, so I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious here. This tie will be decided through the other 3 quarters. This second half is bigger for Newcastle than it is for Barça.
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah, Newcastle do, or at least would want to get a good lead ahead here in this first leg. That's the important thing for them. I'll ask you guys in general who you thought the best player in the first half was. I've got no options for you, but I mean, off the top of my head, Spence, I find it hard to, even if you were to name 3 individual players, I mean, who stood out for you? Juan Garcia, I'd maybe put there. He made a top save, didn't he, to deny Elanga, which was called offside actually in lifetime, but it would have been onside, probably the closest Newcastle would have come. Going forward, anyone stood out for you for Barça? I'm not so sure they have for me.
Pedri was good. Pedri was Pedri. His first 2 touches were bad, and then everything else was good. Outside of Pedri, man, really, really difficult to say. I mean, I think Araujo touched the ball more in the attacking half than anybody else. Like, it just didn't seem to link up. There was one movement I liked from Lewandowski when, a lot of times Barca get the ball, especially on the wings, but sort of adjacent to the top of the 18-yard box, and it gets very stagnant because Newcastle's already set up defensively. Lewandowski was trying to play with his back to goal, and Rafinha fed him a pass just a meter or 2 in front of his feet into the space, and Lewandowski was ready for it. He just couldn't attach it to his foot. I thought that was a moment, something that Barca can look for in the second half. Maybe try to find Lewandowski with his back to goal so that he can either turn and make something of it or make the next connecting pass. Yeah,
you can see the Barca players making their way down the tunnel right now, waiting to get back out in the second half. Kubarsi is doing the counting there, and Rafinha will lead Barca back out for the second 45 minutes. Let's go back to game commentary, people. Here we go then. 0-0 at half-time. A big second half awaits in Barca's season. Don't think we're going to see any changes at half-time. You wouldn't expect there to be changes, would you, after that opening 45 minutes? Here come the Newcastle players, greeted by a warm cheer from the home faithful. Hey, you'd imagine will be content. They'll be chuffed, won't they, with the way their team played in the opening 45 minutes. But maybe they lacked a bit of impetus in the final third. Both teams, though, do have options off the bench. For Barça, Ferran, Olmo, Rashford, maybe the trident you'd be looking at. For Newcastle, Gordon, Voltemade, certainly. And Visa, maybe the trident you'd look at for them. So this is a game that not only will it be finally decided at the Spotify Camp Nou, but you get the feeling in the second half, well, those players on the bench, we saw Howe having a word with Gordon there. Those sorts of players could have a big impact on this one, couldn't they?
Yeah, and they'll probably be looking in the final half of an hour of this game to be a little bit more aggressive and like you said, maybe go for a goal and try to get something to take with them back to the Camp Nou. I just don't know what we're going to see from Barça in the second half, so interested to find out if we get more of the same defensive. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't.
If it's closed up, I suppose. Well, we're underway. We're going to find out very soon indeed. Underway here for the second half between Newcastle and Barça. Dan Burn on the ball immediately. What is that Newcastle approach in the second 45 minutes? So they ramp it up even more than they did in the first. Expect a fast start to the second half. Joe Linton. Barça won't want to be caught cold here early on. Bernal. Lamine. Araujo. Ooh, Trippier didn't get that header too right, although Tior is An impressive player in coming over, although Rafinha again in there sharply. Barca will need him on his top game. Although Elanga has the ball. Cancelo tackles. Did that go out? Yeah, apparently so. Throw in.
I don't know how Trippier is feeling after that first half niggle that he felt. I mean, it was one of those kind of looked like he might be coming out of the game injuries, but now he's fine.
Elanga.
Play
Throw
on.
in
Play ball.
to Barca.
So I would look to maybe test Trippier.
Right, yeah. Yep, certainly an area Barca could look to challenge.
I also think, at some point, whenever Hansi decides he wants to, you got to find a way to get Lamine more space and get him more involved.
Lewandowski felt as if he was being manhandled. There he was. There are some Barca players warming up. Rashford, one of them. Newcastle fans will remember him very well. Not only scored a bag of goals here, actually, for United when he was a full-time United player, but also, of course, those two in the league phase game. Olmo's also amongst the players warming up, by the way. Here's Gerard Martin for Barca. Trippier in the way. Gerard Martin. Trippier away. Now Cancelo. Back here to Joan Garcia. Nice from Joan Garcia. Good ball. Araujo. A little bit high for Lamine, who couldn't quite control. Although...
Play on.
Oh, I can't believe he's given that. I thought we would certainly
You can't blame him for being bigger than the other guy.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, he fouled him.
He does have a bit of a hold him, doesn't he?
He got him pretty good.
Didn't look like it in lifetime.
In lifetime, it looked decent.
Was it Andy Storch who was late to last game?
I don't know if it was Andy or if it was Adam.
Okay. To be fair, I don't think either of them been late, but I just said that I haven't seen an Andy Storch message until now when I was wondering.
No, he was here earlier.
Okay, it's all right. Newcastle have got a free kick in their own half here. They're going to kick this long directly. Ramsdale over it. Long by the Englishman. That might well trickle through to Joan Garcia. No, first contact is for Barca head. I'll tell you what, credit to us, because set pieces so far we've actually dealt with quite well. Considering the height advantage Newcastle have in that regard. Bernal's made a bit of a mess of that clearance though. Joe Linton here. Fermin in the way. Cancelo again diligently in his job. Andy says it was me, yeah. Did that go out? Well, no complaints by Pedri. Elanga. Fouled by Bernal. Newcastle free kick, who have started the second half quite similarly to the way they started the first. Intense.
Yeah.
On the front foot.
And Bernal didn't need to foul him there. I think if he had just gone in the way he went in without the shove, Elanga probably would have been covered. But, boy, you better hope that this isn't the set piece that does Barca in tonight.
Yeah. Trippier is over it. I'm unsure if Bernal was booked for that. We didn't see it. The cheer from the crowd maybe suggested he was, though. Trippier. Then a specialist in these sort of situations, you would say. Very good delivery on him. In it goes. Deflection. Away by Cancelo. Elanga through a crowd behind. Again, dealt with well at the front post. Not sure if it's a poor delivery or just us doing our jobs well. But Eddie Howe, will be thinking, we should be taking better advantage of these dead ball situations, surely.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both on that occasion. But it's continuous. Barca had a really difficult time breaking out, and finally they're through.
Yeah, nice hold up by Lewandowski, and then good slick football from those in behind. And Rafinha odd from him. Cancelo nearly made amends. Just
it almost looks intentional.
Just
because
sloppy.
He gave the ball away to a Newcastle player. I swear, it almost looked intentional, because then maybe I'm going like, one step too meta, but maybe it was just like you give the ball away so that you force the defender to do something with it, and you just take the ball back off of the chaos of that clearance. I don't know. I don't know. Otherwise, I just don't know why you would make that pass.
I mean, that's exactly what nearly happened.
Right.
It was a strange one because we got the close-up angle and it was almost like we could see Rafinha's pass. He gave it straight to them. Gerard Martin will have to deal with that with Osula pressuring. He did well, dealt with it. Juan Garcia now. I mean, Osula hasn't stopped, has he? Joe Linton. Good from Bernal. Now Lewandowski.
That's 2 real nice hold-ups from
Lamine.
Levy. We're going to need more of that from Lewandowski.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, 2 in a row where he dealt with them well. Tonali, odd from him again.
Come on.
Few strange giveaways.
Let's get one. Let's get one.
Ale.
I'm seeing a lot of Rashi in the chat. And I like
know,
it.
yeah.
Elmer Days, Pelita Malaguita, Alia.
People have got that first leg in their minds, don't
Yeah.
they? You can tell. Like,
Yeah. Because you know he's coming to England
yeah.
and just letting them know.
Strange one, that. Collector's item. Giveaway by Pedri. Not often Barça haven't completed 200 passes in a game by minute 52. Lewis Hall. Sula. Yeah, referee saw nothing wrong with it. Play on. Pedri.
Oh, but
Somehow kept hold of it in there. Now Fermin. You thought maybe he could have left that for Lamine now.
I thought Lamine was a little bit too crowded.
Right. Gerard Martin. Cancelo.
There's no help in the midfield. There's
No.
nothing today.
Yeah. Yeah, little way out for Barça. Strange. Better from Lewandowski, fighting in there for his team.
I mean, if it's not going to get there, someone's got to go. Martin Bernal.
Yeah.
Lewandowski's been trying to fight as that, false 9 hold-up play striker.
I'll tell you what Newcastle are doing well. They've got Tonali right on Pedri. They've got Joe Linton right on Bernal. It's difficult for either of those two players to come in and receive the ball and get Barca going.
They're man-marking those two. You're absolutely right. They're man-marking them to the point where they're just out of the game.
There. All Pedri's got is to do a makeshift pass back to Garcia, who himself is having to kick long. And in the back again of Bernal, and Barca will have to go long. It's a recurring theme. And that was a bit of a loose header, but Byrne will easily deal with it. Come on, let's see if we can just get a bit on the ball. Cancelo. Nice driving run on the left-hand side from him.
Make Trippier run. I like that.
Better from Barca. Taking a few players out of the game and he left the ball behind Cancelo. Murphy. Ramsey, I should say.
Everything right to that point, Cancelo, and then just lost control.
We could do with a bit of love, maybe.
Show us the love.
What do you want, Spence? You got some options. Banderas or Visca Barças or flags or...
What's the love?
You pick.
What's the love bar?
Should we find out?
What is love bar? Fill the chat with...
Hey!
Oh.
Fill the chat with your love Barca emojis. Yeah, it's Piano Guy was already doing that. Here's Bernal. Ooh, Lamine might still get that, No, Ramsdale quick enough off his line. Hall. With room to run into. The crowd enjoy that. 10 minutes played in the second half. Lewis Hall. Osula in. Osula.
Nada. Agua.
Behind for a goal kick.
How do you disperse your hearts? Like hand signals.
Oh, like that.
You don't do this one?
I've heard of this. I was told about this the other evening when I was out and about, and this is...
You didn't know before the other...
No.
You're younger than me.
I know, but I don't feel it, yeah.
What about this one?
I've seen that in, like, somewhere.
This is the easiest.
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's just old school. That's just like...
It's old school.
That's just how it should be.
Yeah.
What is this? Sorry, this is...
How it should be.
What is this one, sorry?
It's a heart.
You can enlighten us.
You don't see the heart? It goes boop, boop.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
It's a heart.
I thought someone said that's actually what the heart looks like in the human body as well. The little, like, the little things that come off of it.
Okay, well that's... I mean, sure. Sure. Good job, chat.
Either way, they're all enjoying themselves with their Love Barça emojis.
Voila.
There's a slip there that could be costly, though. And Elanga's in behind, and boy, is he quick. Anthony Elanga. Joan Garcia in the way.
You man! You man, child!
Just a bit too close to him, maybe.
Playing with fuego.
Pedri. I'll tell you what, Barnes looked like he had a tap in. The angle just narrowed, didn't he? Yeah, look, yeah. That's what Alia says. Look.
Oh, wow, there's an actual heart emoji now, too. I didn't know that. I just thought it was...
Quite a detailed one as well.
Yeah, learning something new. Where is Barca going right now? Like, we need to find some sort of outlet.
Pedri's trying it all by himself.
And he's frustrated because,
He's saying it keeps on happening.
it keeps happening, and if you don't book him, then it's going to keep happening, but you're going to need 2 or 3 more of those before you get to a booking. Boy.
This was a chance, Spence.
Elanga was in. Oh, I'm hearing cheers. I think.
Yeah, Newcastle got it back again. You guessed it. Keeps on happening, doesn't it? Barnes. Osula. Get the feeling Flick isn't going to wait too long to change something here, because Barca aren't getting much joy at all in this game.
No.
Hall, Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Easy for Garcia. This is the Barca bench.
Yeah, it's. Thank you. Olmo?
Gavi with an asterisk. He's not available to play, by the way. They've got the substitutes because he's in the travelling squad.
This would be a great game for him, actually.
Yeah, it would, yeah. That's nice from Ramsey. Elanga. Oh, Cancelo, good again defensively. Fermin.
Yep, let's go.
No way is that
Come on,
foul.
let's
if
go.
Barca hurry, they got
Let's
a 4-on-3.
go, 4-on-3.
Here's Fermin Lopez. Rafinha in support. That's who he uses.
Lamine.
Rafinha. There he is. Lamine Yamal.
Oh.
Fermin. And Barca ended up making a rattled meal of it, didn't they? Hall. Araujo will do well to stop him there. Oh. Elanga around the back. Cancelo in. Corner. End-to-end stuff. Probably suits Newcastle a bit more. Those sorts of breakaways, though, we've just got to make more of them.
Wait, that was a 4-on-3. It turned into a 4-on-4 because Jolinton, to his credit, caught up really quickly, and Barca just couldn't make anything of it. But you're not going to get a ton of opportunities like that in this game. So, and it's not to say that it has to end in a goal. I think that's asking a lot. I mean, you'd like for it to, but you've got to end in some sort of a chance, a shot. Test Ramsdale. He hasn't been tested at all tonight.
No.
The one shot on target, can you name it?
The Fermin one. Do you remember when it felt?
Yeah.
Barely a test. Right at him. Trippier floated to the back post. Oh, credit should have Martin, by the way, with player of TL's presence.
Why are we
on him.
tugging on Pedri every time, man?
Yeah.
That's a foul.
Goal kick.
Like, you can't just grab both of his arms every time he gets the ball.
The height difference, the physicality difference has been clear to see, hasn't it? As we reach the hour mark here. Pianago says it's almost o'clock.
And Elmer Days is getting really Elmer Days right now. You need to calm down, Elmer Days. All right? Okay, these players need to wake up. Not looking good. Stop it. Stop it. This is not how we do things here. But I agree with you, we need some subs.
You wonder who Hansi Flick will be conjuring up. Here's Lewandowski.
There you
He's
go.
held that well again. Rafinha.
Ooh,
Look at Lamine Yamal. Is this his moment? A bit behind him.
Yeah.
Still Lamine. Can he get out of his feet? No. And again, when things looked ominous for Newcastle,
Ooh, 1-on-1.
they survive for now. Lamine's delivery is a good one. Away by Byrne. And behind for a corner.
Okay.
Corner Barça.
Come on, vamos. Let's go. Make it count. None of this short corner business. Give me a chance. Get somebody's head on the ball.
Here we go then. One of Barca's first breakaways in the second half. Corner in. Araujo down. Goal kick.
Good. No, they did what I asked.
Araujo couldn't quite believe.
That probably should have been another corner.
Yeah, maybe. Alanga. Who has been lively.
Yeah, he's
Pedri with good play though.
He's causing all kinds of problems.
Yeah, he is.
That's a foul.
Members, got a question for you. Spence, for you too. How are you feeling at this point on the game? Are you nervous? Do you think we need a bit more of the ball? Are you actually one of those who are quite calm? We've got the second leg. Or are you at this point saying, just grab me a goal and I'll be happy? Members, let us know your thoughts in the live chat. We'd love to hear from you. All of the 2 meters of Dan Byrne collapse onto the ball there. Malik Diop.
It's just one of the most physical games that Barca have had to deal with all season.
Yeah.
And that's not a surprise.
No.
But they have to play through that. You just have to, because you either got to be physical back and wait for the referee to call a foul on you, or you're going to get swallowed up in this game.
Diop. Nice from Asula. He goes all the way back to Teal. Tonali's there waiting. Thoughts in the chat then. Eliminated. A lot of people are saying 3. They just want a goal at this stage. And I think that's maybe quite symptomatic of where Barca are at right now.
You?
I am thinking... I'm a mix between 1 and 2, actually. Maybe leaning more towards 1. I'm not nervous, but I do actively believe that we need to make a bit of a change in this game and make the most of this leg whilst we have it. There is the argument that we've got the second leg, and I understand that, you know, which will be at home, and of course we'll have the advantage, but...
I don't usually go contrarian just for the sake of it, but I have to say, nobody's picked 2, and kind of calm right now. Like, if you're asking me what the emotions are inside of me, the emotion is calm.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit of anger, actually, which also doesn't happen too often when I watch football.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get frustrated by all of this little pushing and shoving.
Yeah. I'll tell you what this has been, Spence. Quite a Premier League game.
Yeah.
Quite often, this is the sort of game you'll watch if you turn on your TVs and watch a bit of Premier League football right now. It's quite scrappy. It's who can be physical enough, who can win those 50-50 duels, who makes the most of set pieces. This is what you get. This is what you sign up for. Barnes. Lewis Hall. And a big chance for Ramsey, away by Kouassi.
No!
Tonali and Joe Linton and Tonali.
Oh, big block.
And a super block by, you guessed it, Pau Kouassi. Kouassi. Just superb from him. He keeps making them week upon week. Very much the leader in that Barca back line. That was marvellous, wasn't it, Spence?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was very important because those are 2 guys in Tonali and hold on.
Ooh, Rafinha's in here.
Give him the ball!
Lewandowski! Oh, and he's put it just wide of the post. Barca's best chance of the second half by a country mile. Came out of nothing, didn't it? And for a player of his quality, that's a chance, you know.
How much of a chance is the question? Nice take by Rafinha. He's onside. He does everything he can to stick his leg out. Hard to ask him to do much more than that because he puts it towards the target. It's not on target. It's good effort.
I mean, if he scores from there, we're saying it's a genius finish, aren't we?
Yeah.
We really are saying that's a pure striker's finish. Jacob Murphy, Tino Livramento, and Anthony Gordon are all coming on here. Trippier, one of those off, as you'd imagine. He's going to be off for Livramento. Let's see the other changes. So it's Newcastle who make the first subs. Elanga, one of those who comes off, interesting. And Osula, the other one. Okay.
Osula's an interesting one.
I'm intrigued to see who goes.
Who was the third?
Who goes number 9? Elanga, Osula, and Trippier.
Elanga. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting one because Murphy and Gordon will probably go to the 9.
Maybe,
He'll
yeah.
also do some running because you're going to keep Barnes out on the left.
Yeah, he is a runner, Anthony Gordon. Halfway through the second half here then, Cordes. Yeah, Gordon has gone through the middle, as he said, Spence. Byrne with the header. Joe Linton cleans things up. Cancelo's going to be booked. Newcastle fans enjoyed that one, didn't they? I make that our first bookie of the evening, Spence.
Was it?
Who else?
I think so.
Who else has got booked for us, I suppose, no?
No, I think you're right. Yeah, that's the first.
For Barça, though, people, 68 minutes on the clock now. 1 shot on target, and that one from Fermín López.
There we go.
He might change that. Marcus Rashford's going to come on here for Barça. As is Dani Olmo.
Yeah.
So a double change coming right up here. Ramsdale long from the free kick. Flick on. Gordon. Barca wanting a handball. Barnes. Good from Bernal. And Lamine can retrieve, but he will give it straight back. And we've barely seen Lamine in the second half, have we, Spence?
Yeah. And I wonder, it's too late now. Hold on.
Throw and taken quickly. Oh, and a chance at the back post for Murphy.
That's the chance of the game.
Big chance for him.
A professional football player needs to put that on target.
First touch.
I'm sorry. I can't put that on target, but he should be able to.
Yeah, what about keeping it down from there? Got under it though, really, didn't he, Murphy? This is intriguing now then. Who are these two on for? You'd suspect almost a straight swap, wouldn't you? How about Rashford?
Good question. Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
All right. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I don't hate it. Pedri off.
Pedri is coming off here for Olmo. And I suppose Hansi Flick has to keep managing Pedri's minutes well.
No, I don't think it's about managing the minutes. I think this is tactical. I think this is a game.
Really?
Yeah, I think this game requires something different right now. And Lewandowski off, and you bring Rashford.
Yeah, so Rashford number 9, eh?
I guess. Although it wouldn't surprise me to see just a slight tactical tweak. The traditional 4-3-3 is not working.
Yeah, we could actually maybe see Olmo false 9. Let's see.
It's not working.
It's not. No, it's... Yeah. No, but Rashford's gone wide left. Maybe Rafinha out front? Because Rashford's not up front there, Spence, from what I've just gone.
Right, no, he's on the left, which is where he started when he scored the 2 goals against Newcastle on match day 1. But legitimate question. Because we saw it every once in a while with Xavi. How often has Hansi Flick actually changed his formation in the middle of a game?
Yeah, rarely. Free kick Barça. Very rarely, I'd say, Spence.
But that's because how many games have you actually seen Barça struggle in the way that they have in attack like they have today?
Yeah, very, very, very few, I must say.
So, I don't know, the last 20 minutes, as long as the defense is set, try to find a way to connect in the midfield. I mean, almost playing deep now. It's tough.
Yeah, I think Olmo's gone in there where Pedri was, next to Bernal. It's up front where there's been a bit of a rejig, because Rafinha's gone to number 9. Or more of a false 9, I suppose you could say. And Rashford is going to be playing wide left, so that's the roll of the dice that Flick has made, but he keeps the formation the same. Cancelo.
Yep.
Olmo. His first intervention.
Good.
Barça barely found Lamine Yamal. He will be, well, cut a frustrated figure tonight. Not really had the ball. There he is now, Lamine. And credit Newcastle. They've been on every Barça touch. They really have. Cool Barça. Overhit that one though, didn't he? And it trickles away.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Is that Bernal?
Oh, no.
He pulled up as he was running after that ball. And that's a problem.
Simply the last thing that Barca need right now is another injury. So many players missing already.
You almost hope it's a cramp.
His reaction would maybe tell you it's not, Spence. Yeah, shin pads are coming off, aren't they? A little shake of the head. There you go. Marc Castelló immediately is going to be coming on here. And his role in the next few weeks becomes that little bit more important too, because Barca now are very light. Oh dear. He felt it go there. Is that hamstring, Spence? Or calf? Or?
It's hard to speculate. These are those soft tissue injuries that come from... It comes from the heavy load that these players have been taking on over the last 2-3 weeks now, specifically. So you hope that he's all right, but that's going to be a quick turnaround time, because you got another game at the weekend on Sunday, and then you got another one next week.
Oh, yeah. And that's a vital time of the season too for Barca, so they won't want to have lost so many important players at this stage. Is it time for Hansi Flick to uncover another one of those gems from La Masia? Xavi Esparza Cortés. Here's Fermin. Should have moved it quicker. Just opened up for us there. Didn't move the ball fast enough. Livramento. And Gordon's quick. Anthony Gordon. Murphy. This is Barnes. Off the post, and Joe Linton scores. The flag is up. And I think he knew it.
Whoa.
How tight will that be, do you think?
And the ball off the post from Barnes. All right, we're going to need to look at this.
Barca survive.
I need to confirm before anything else happens.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, Gordon makes the run. It looks like he's onside.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And then the extra feed for Barnes, who puts a peach on almost on target. And yeah.
He's way off. He's way off.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Yeah.
A fan was saying to the linesman, no, it's not. It is. Burn.
You take 0-0 back to the Camp Nou?
I think so. I think for Barca, all that means is a one-off game at home to Newcastle. Do you back yourself to win it? The answer has to be yes.
Considering they haven't really had any problems at home all season?
Yes. Yeah.
So far?
Barca, a different animal at home.
With another 20,000 in attendance?
Yep, roughly. I'd say so, Spence. Well, I mean, based on this game, you'd say no, wouldn't you? I don't think Barca have shown almost anything to threaten the Newcastle backline tonight. My only worry right now would be injuries are starting to pile up. I think we're running a little bit thin. Legs are running a bit thin. I think options are running quite thin back there, and Flick doesn't really have much space to manoeuvre with what he goes for. Maybe a bit predictable in terms of our options, if that makes sense. That would be my worry, maybe. But at home, you have to back us. You have to. And I think the way this game's gone, you have to take 0-0 anyway.
I mean, if you can somehow find a way to squeeze one here, that would be
Whoa.
great. But I don't think it's going to change a whole lot, actually. I mean, yeah, obviously a goal helps. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, in terms
it's not going to change how you go out next week.
Yeah. Approach will be the same.
Yeah. Because you're obviously still going to go looking to try and win that game, which it appears Barça are going to have to do.
Hall's been brilliant, I'll tell you what. Here's Barnes. Joe Linton, bit too much room for him. Good from Castle, though. Rafinha was in his back. And now Fermin.
It's just disjointed.
Oh, yeah. You have to give credit to Newcastle. They have utterly broken our flow. The entire game. They really have. Can't remember an exciting sequence of long possession for Barça, Spence. Goal kick. It was offside anyway on Livramento. Coolers, let us know. Would you take a 0-0 back to the Spotify Cup? No, right now. Let us know in the members live chat. We'll read out some of your comments. And by the way, the goals are flowing in. 6 goals in the Atleti Spurs game. 6 goals in the Bayern Atalanta game. Still 0-0 here.
He says if Bayern can score 6, we can score 1. I don't hate that logic. Boy, probably not fun in Bergamo tonight.
No.
Champions League knockout first leg. Remember I said you can't win in a first leg, but you can lose? That's exactly how that happens.
Yes.
Falta. Arbi. Hostia, tío.
Rashford adamant he was fouled, but no. Yeah, Ali's saying I'd rather take a win, but a 0-0 would be acceptable. Well, there you go. Tio. Is there a winner still in this, though? Murphy. Gordon. Gerard Martin in the way. Crashed off Olmo's head. You just knew it wasn't going to stick for Barça. You just knew it. Lamine trying to start the press here. Quite surprised Ferran hasn't been called upon. Gordon, or Barnes I should say, in behind. Was he offside? Garcia's way off his line. Harvey Barnes. Araujo deals with him. He's still got the ball, Barnes. Was he not offside? No. Joe Linton. Lewis Hall. And Gerard Martin away. He wasn't offside.
It's not going to matter now. This is the emotions are turning more towards frustration and willing for this game to end now.
Corner. We have just over 10 minutes to play. In by Tonali. Away by Araujo, vitally so. Joe Linton. Tonali. Oh, he's glided past Rafinha. Tonali. And then back through a crowd and over. Corner. Again.
They're dodging bullets right now. And you just, the way Newcastle are pressing, which we said they were going to do at home, realizing they probably could use a goal a whole lot more than Barça could at this point. They're going to push really hard, and like we weathered the storm in the first 20 minutes, now you're going to have to do the same in the final 20.
We've weathered the storm so far, but there's still 10 to go. In by Hall. Juan Garcia through a crowd, excellent. Livramento is going to go back to his goalkeeper. I mean, I'd just like to see a bit of sustained Barca pressure. Not sure we've seen it, Spence.
No.
Throughout this 80 minutes, I'm not sure we've seen it. Rashford. Gerard Martin. This is Cancelo.
Because what they need to do is find a way to knock a few passes together in the midfield. And that hasn't happened all night.
Nope.
It goes around the back, and then they try to make maybe a singular connection up to the front line, and then the build-up play ends.
Yep. It's all unfolded there. That's a nice ball by Gerard Martin, though. This is Rafinha. Round the back is Rashford. Is there a smash and grab? If he kept it on the floor, I think there would have been, because Fermin was in. Just too high with the delivery, Rashford. Lamine. Better from Barça.
That's better. And so they did get from one end to the next. The next evolution of that is the last ball needs to be precise. Now once you finally get there, because you haven't been there all night, can you come up with the one moment of quality when you haven't been able to practice quality?
Gerard Martin. Cancelo. To Gerard Martin. Rashford. Olmo. Rashford maybe round the back again.
Come on, Rashi.
Much better from Barça. Cancelo.
Quicker, quicker, quicker. Move it.
Ronald Araujo. And Lamine Yamal, for one of the first times in the evening, has the ball on his left foot in the corner. Back to Koubarsi now.
This is good. Move it, move it.
This setup is more I expected a bit more tonight. We just haven't seen it at all.
You want to try to catch Newcastle now in that spot where they're a little bit stagnant defensively. They're finally trying to set into a block. Barça can break this down. They're very capable.
Koubarsi. Araujo. And they're going to get back to the goalkeeper here, Barça. Stay calm, guys. Stay calm. Here's Olmo. Koubarsi, Newcastle starting to apply that press again, which means Barça are going to have to go long. And when we go long, it doesn't tend to work. It was a nice spell, but it came to very little.
It wasn't a nice spell. It was just knocking it. It was just knocking it around without any actual intent, and then their autopilot sometimes with the way that you do things when you're Barça is, okay, we can just go back to the keeper and we'll be able to get right back to where we were. But as you just saw, they couldn't do that. They went back to the keeper, and that was the end of the move. So, got to be just a little bit more decisive. Find someone to take on one-on-one. I mean, it's okay if you lose the ball up there, but
Araujo.
I don't think we're going to see much more in terms of changes, too. Maybe. And who do you even bring on?
Ferran. I'm surprised Ferran hasn't got any minutes tonight. Do you throw on a Ferran? Not sure what will happen either, Spence, to be honest with you. Rafinha.
Nice.
Oh, that's better. And look at Rashford in space here. It's Rashford for Barça.
Yo!
Marcus Rashford!
Oh.
Couldn't bring it back inside. Fermin! And still... he gave Burn a push.
Yeah.
It was obvious. It just opened up for Rashford, though, didn't it?
It's a good idea, and you could see exactly where Rashford wanted to go because he went there.
Yeah, Fermin with a little two-handed push there on Burn.
Well, Burn's really big, so
Yeah.
shove him.
It's like it's a one-hander. 6 minutes to go then, people. How have you found this Champions League tie, Cortez? I feel like there was a player running back to the Barca bench there, and it might have been Rooney, you know. Willock's going to come on here for Newcastle, though. Lamine.
There's space.
That's nice. Here's Fermin Lopez. Good pass. Rashford. Good idea.
Araujo.
Rashford's got Araujo coming in round the back.
Oy.
And he couldn't quite get enough on it.
That's good, though. That's at least making the attempt to get to the last ball. If Araujo somehow makes a connection with that, you're looking at a chance.
I think Araujo has crawled back onto the pitch and then asked for treatment.
I think that's what happened.
The dark arts of football. And he's now having to stay off. And now he's going to have to run back. So Barca momentarily defend with 10.
Just get back to your spot, Ronnie. Like now, quickly.
Yeah.
Please, hurry.
Livramento.
Sprint.
Rafinha's at right back for now. Araujo is desperately trying to get back in. He's got a sprint there, though. Murphy. Still Murphy.
Uh-oh.
Tapping at the back post. 1-0 Newcastle. Could see it coming a mile off. Harvey Barnes has surely won it late on in the first leg here. Round the back, tap in. Even Joan Garcia couldn't stop it. Simply remarkable. Newcastle 1, Barça 0. Have they got what they deserve there, Spence, would you say?
Oh, there's going to be a lot made of that goal for so many reasons. It's just very avoidable. Very avoidable. And
that was silly for me.
And it's a product of Araujo being...
It is, yeah.
It's a product of Araujo being in the wrong place because of the fact that he was brought back onto the pitch late. There was nobody. Rafinha is not meant to cover that position at right back. Araujo's nowhere to be seen. Boy, this is really, really unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. I feel a lot of mixed emotions about that because that's just an avoidable goal.
Oh, 100% Spence. What it was by the people. Araujo was upfield and he went down. He felt something. Referee told him to play on, and we played on. He didn't quite get back into his right back position, though, did he? He was sort of walking around, labouring around. Goal. He was sort of labouring around, and you actually could see it from a mile off. It was actually quite agonising. He was thinking, get back in position. He wasn't a right back, and then one Newcastle cross, and who scored? The left winger. He had free reign.
Xavi Espar.
Is Xavi Espar going to come on?
I just saw him getting ready. Ferran and Xavi Espar.
Wow. So Ferran on and Araujo's off for Espar. There you go. How's your metal? Barca debut for Xavi Espart. On he comes, very gifted. Midfielder really converted to a right back. He's done an excellent job. And I've watched him for the under-19s and Barça Athletic now, though. Just 2 minutes to go here. Newcastle have got exactly what they wanted. All of us were saying we would have taken a 0-0. It felt like that game, didn't it, Spence? That we didn't look like we were going to score in it. And everyone was saying, just take a 0-0 and run, really. Newcastle snatched it. But you said it, so avoidable for Barca.
I mean, there's a second leg in this tie, but you've just made it more complicated for yourself.
Yeah.
And unless you come up with a miracle response here in the next 5 minutes, you're going to have to go in with even more gusto.
Yeah.
It's a sour taste in your mouth after what's already been a really frustrating game.
Oh, 100%. It's felt like one of those just to forget about, move on. Then we'll play the second leg from zero. Barca now with extra work to do. Ferran slipped and slipped again. I mean, Newcastle have been everywhere. Credit them, defensively, energy-wise, motivation. They've been on it. They really have. And Harvey Barnes has written himself into some Newcastle history. And he's free. He is free, and it's unacceptable really for that timing of the game, isn't it, to leave your marker unmarked like that.
Yeah, and actually, Joan Garcia almost saves it by accident. It was really close.
Yeah, he didn't get the best contact on it, Barnes, actually. He would have wanted to bury that, and he sort of scuffed it into the ground a bit. Joy and delirium for the Newcastle fans, though. And Barnes is now going to come off here to a warm ovation. Just 4 minutes are going to be added on. Willicon for some 4 minutes here of additional time. In Tyneside. Ramsdale to kick long. Barca can't afford to concede a second. Gordon. Vital from Xavi Esparz. What a vital touch that was. Lewis Hall. Away by Cubarsí. Through a crowd by Livramento. Off the back of Lamine to Rashford. Left the ball behind and Gordon can come away, and why would you make that foul there? Just runs down the clock for Newcastle. I know it's frustration for Barca, but we're playing into their hands.
Well, the clock, honestly, at this point, dude, the clock can run out. We can just, let's just get back to the Spotify Camp Nou.
Yeah.
The longer this game goes on, the more it benefits Newcastle at this point. Just let's get it over with.
Tonali. Take their time over it. Tonali to Tio. Rashford can clear. Rafinha scrapping with Joe Linton. Rashford puts his body in there, does well. Now Cancelo back over the top towards Rashford. It's easy for Livramento. Cancelo. With a foot upfield, Burn can clear. God, how scrappy has this been? Gordon. Switch is excellent. Willock. 1v1 with Esparz. Still Joe Willock. Esparz went to ground. He went to ground excellently. Won the ball clean. Superb from him. Lamine gives it away to Murphy though. Olmo's in there. And Barca can clear. Lamine. Hammered at the back of Rafinha. Xavi Esparz is putting his body in there. Now Ferran, nothing given. Lamine Yamal fouled. Willock fouled him. Free kick Barca.
Yeah, I wish we would have seen a little bit more of those types of runs from Lamine today, because I think he could have drawn a few more fouls, actually. I don't know if it would have led to a goal, but at least putting the pressure on the defense. Yeah, it hits.
So nearly gets his chest on that, doesn't he? It just takes it into the net with him.
Well,
last chance galore then for Barca. 30 seconds to play. In by Rashford. Headed away as far as Olmo, who slipped. Tonali blocks with his hand. He did. Gordon. Bit too much on that. Garcia will gobble this up, but that's going to be that, I think, people. 10 seconds to play. And Barca are going to have a deficit to overturn here at the Spotify Camp Nou. Rafinha now. Casado. Back to Rafinha. Will play a few seconds over.
Go on.
Barca don't even seem that keen themselves. Cancelo, though.
Might as well.
Still Joao Cancelo.
Let's go.
This is Rafinha. Olmo in a pocket of space.
Oh,
it's a penalty!
Oh, yes!
Oh, and
yes, they did!
This tie has just changed dramatically. The most remarkable twist in the tale. We've played overtime. Newcastle have been inch perfect. They've given away a penalty kick here. And Barca have a golden chance to take things in all square to the Spotify Camp Nou. It's clumsy from Tio. That's going to stand. Penalty Barca.
A lot's going to be made about when this penalty occurred, Pablo, but I think it's just. I really do, because when we were at 3:52, I was thinking they made changes as we were ticking into extra time.
Willock came on, correct, for Barnes.
And we had just ticked in to get the 4 minutes, and it took an extra 30, 45 seconds. So here we are. Let's go. I don't know if I can watch.
Completely agree with you, Spence. The Willock sub was made in stoppage time. Who takes this for Barca? You know who. It's going to be Lamine Yamal. You going to do a handsy flick?
I can't
Can
watch.
you watch?
No, I can't.
Okay. Spence isn't going to watch. I'll do the honours. well over the 4 added on. This to send us in all square to the second leg. Lamine versus Ramsdale. Up steps the Barca number 10 and he rolls it in. Cool as you like from Lamine Yamal. Barca haven't been good tonight, but they're going to go in a 1-1 to the second leg. That feels like a really big goal in this team's season. That changes the entire complexion of this Champions League tie. Newcastle 1, Barca 1, Lamine Yamal from the spot. We have a cracker at the Spotify Camp Nou.
Whoa. Senor. I mean, it had to happen, right? Like, this game kind of just deserved to be a wash in the end. And actually, there was a moment when Barca didn't deserve anything from it, but they're going to get something from it. They're going to get a level playing field going back to the Spotify Camp Nou next week.
Full time then at St James's Park after nearly 97 minutes of football. Newcastle wonder why the whistle wasn't blown. The Willock sub was made in stoppage time, I'm afraid. It's a real tough blow for them. But Lamine has the biggest smile on his face. He rolled it the wrong side of Ramsdale to cancel out the Barnes goal and will go in level to the Spotify Camp Nou. It ends on what looked like it was going to be a sour night for Barca. Newcastle 1, Barca 1. Gather your breaths, people. Gather your breaths. Lamine Yamal has just saved Barca there, hasn't he, big time? And I'll give credit to Olmo too. And actually Cancelo was it who really made some inroads on the left-hand side to win that penalty. Then the quick feet from Olmo. Tio was just too slow for it. Clumsy tackle. The penalty from Lamine absolutely, Spence, changes the entire complexion of this tie. It goes from... well, it still was quite a poor display from Barca. We never got going. Newcastle were physical. They were strong. They got to every 50-50. This was scrappy. That was only our second shot on target. The first one was right down the throat of Ramsdale in the first half. This was not a game to really dissect the performance in. But that penalty from Lamine does absolutely change things, Spence.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about what we just saw in the post-game, because at halftime we were thinking there's not a lot to talk about, and we come away from this first leg with a couple of really important things to remember as we get to leg number 2. And at the top of my brain, I'm going to lead with the one that I think is the most important, which is that despite the fact that Barca did not play well tonight, at the end of this game, they won a penalty and Lamine Yamal stepped up to take it, and even though I couldn't watch, there was seemingly no doubt that he was going to slot it home. And to have that 18-year-old confidently come up and put away a pressure penalty like that means so much, not just in this tie, but to the trajectory of the club-ended season.
100%, Spence. Feels like a big moment, doesn't it? The coolness of mind. And the Barca fans will enjoy that. That will almost feel like a small win, I think, in some regard, just because of the way Barca played over the course of those 90 minutes, Spence, where, I said it, we barely had a sniff. I mean, we really just couldn't get going. Scrappy football. A proper Premier League game didn't suit us at all. Had injuries at the back. Players had to go off with injury. Bernal, one of those, of course. We have to see what happened to Araujo. It didn't feel like one of those nights where Barca were going to get anything. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It really didn't. This was as scrappy as it gets. We saw barely any Barca football. Only 327 passes for Barca. We usually make an awful lot more than that in games where we're on the ball. Our key players, Lamine, Pedri, Rafinha, they didn't really have it. To get 1-1 almost feels like the best possible scenario, would you say?
Yeah, actually.
Asking for a win almost too much.
The way that Newcastle came out today, I thought, okay, you got to withstand the first 20 minutes, and Barca did that. And then I thought they were going to turn it on, and that was not part of the game plan today. But they found a way to get out of here without too many additional problems. Now, obviously, we're talking apart from injuries, because that's another topic that we'll have to see what it looks like in the next couple of days.
Yep.
It is what it is, and Hansi will say that too. It's something they have to push through. But to leave St. James's Park 1-1 in the way that this game unfolded is nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Spence. And you mentioned it, the pressure moment from Lamine Yamal, the moment we'll all be talking about. That's the big one, isn't it, really, for Barca, where you look at that goal, and I was just looking at the faces on the Newcastle bench when that penalty was given. That feels decisive for me in the tie, where they'll go, we quite literally couldn't afford to allow that to happen, and they did. It will be agonising for them the way it happened. They'll feel it was overtime into stoppage time. There will be sort of discussions with the fourth official and the referee at full time. It just feels like a changing moment though in this tie. It really does in terms of the way this one goes, because Barca now in the second leg, this is a clean slate in the second leg now. It becomes a one-off game. This game is immediately forgotten about because nothing that happened in it, apart from the fact that it ended level, doesn't implicate the second game.
Yeah, and nobody's suspended for the second leg either.
Oh, yeah.
So onward we play.
Yep, clean slate indeed. Look at some of those other results, by the way. We know Galatasaray beat Liverpool 1-0 earlier on today. Atletico de Madrid are still playing against Spurs. They've got a 5-2 lead, so a 3-goal lead for them. That made me feel they could have had more with how things were looking at one stage. Atalanta 1, Bayern 6. So Atalanta have pulled on back, and we've got the 1-1 draw tomorrow. Leverkusen against Arsenal, PSG, Chelsea, Bodo Glimt, Sporting, and Real Madrid against City.
Wow.
Plenty of games to go.
What a round of 16.
Good one, isn't it? Good draw, yeah.
16 teams, all of whom have a story to tell that's outstanding.
Piano Guy says, thank you guys for the amazing commentary. Absolute pleasure, of course, my friend. Here we are. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Loads of good Champions League action. Unfortunately, tonight there wasn't much good football, I suppose, to discuss. I mean, it wasn't one of those games for Barca. And again, we maybe picked up more injuries. We'll have to wait and see. The defence, I think you could see that Spence was a big element tonight. We didn't have the perfect back line we would have wanted, maybe, in that regard. That hindered us a little bit, I think, in the progression of the ball. And I agree with you. We were missing a character like a De Jong in midfield too.
Yeah, I feel like we were missing a couple of things because the midfield was one topic for sure of conversation. The other thing that I noticed was Lamine was a lot more isolated today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We couldn't get the ball to him. And I'll be honest, the last couple of weeks, I hadn't really loved the way Koundé had been playing. And I thought, okay, maybe a change is something that, won't work to Barca's detriment in the same way that other injured players might. And tonight, I was proven very wrong, because I think without Koundé in that spot, or unless you decide to throw Cancelo onto the other side, which they obviously didn't do, there's just a lack of support for Lamine, who needs it, because then if he gets the ball and Araujo is further back, there's 2 or 3 Newcastle players there to circle Lamine and keep him contained.
Couldn't agree more, Spence. Tell you what, let's take a very quick break here. Don't go anywhere, people. All the reactions from St. James's Park from the Barca players and the analysis of this game coming right up in the post-game show. We'll be gone for about 2-3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. See you shortly, people. Hello there, people. Welcome to the post-game show here on Barça Live. All the reactions, all the analysis coming up from Barça's 1-1 draw at St James's Park away to Newcastle United in the first leg of the round of 16 of the Champions League. 1-1 for a first leg, Spence. Obviously not the result we would have necessarily wanted coming into the game, but with how the game went, it ends up being quite a decent result for Barça. I'm all over.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. It was a little tangled.
Okay.
Kind of like the game
a bit
today.
like us, yeah. A bit like the midfield today,
Yeah.
A result we will be pleased with. I said not before the game, but with the way it went, one that Hansi Flick, I think we'll hear from him in a few moments' time. I can't imagine him being too upset with the result, at least. Maybe about the performance, he'll have something to say. Result-wise, Barca have got to run with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested to hear what Hansi Flick has to say after a game like this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's probably going to say that this is one of the poorer performances of the season. And I'm wondering if he does take positives from it in the sense of the result. I would imagine, like you said, that he's got to think that 1-1 after that is halfway decent.
For a Barca team who were missing a lot of players too, I've spoken about the defenders a few times, but in midfield we ended that game with Bernal, who went off injured. Pedri had gone off a few minutes beforehand. De Jong's unavailable tonight. It also affects in that regard, eh? You know, missing so many key players to try and control, get a foothold on the ball. Newcastle took advantage, credit to them. It was more of a scrappy back and forth game than we would have liked. For Barca to be able to salvage a result with those absences is a positive too.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the reason why they decided to be a bit more conservative in their build-up play and take fewer chances trying to play through the midfield and just go over the top and clear their lines and get back defensively and make sure they don't concede, which they did on every single attack all night except for one, and that one obviously is the one that they ultimately conceded. But the rest of the game, you could see what the strategy was. The game plan was pretty simple. Let's just make sure we have enough players in front of the ball and hope that we can get back to Barcelona at the very least on level ground.
I want to talk a bit about the defence, Spence. I'm not sure there were too many, I suppose, positives you can take out of maybe individual displays tonight, but I think Cubarsí and Gerard Martín again today, for me, under big pressure, a crowd at St James's Park, that's a very young partnership against physical attackers, constant balls in the box. Thought we dealt with set pieces remarkably well, and I thought those two in particular, Cubarsí again leading that back line, him, but with Gerard Martín next to him, again, still haven't lost a game with him at centre-back. And the way they dealt with the Newcastle pressure also deserves a lot of praise for me. I said it, a makeshift Barca back line. You had Araujo, who hasn't played right back in a while. Cancelo's just come in at left back. I thought he was very good again tonight, by the way. The Barca defence held up well, though, and that centre-back partnership in particular, with Cubarsí leading it, I do want to give praise to. I'm not sure you saw them.
I thought the back line was really good, but I was surprised by how little of an impact they had in the build-up play, which is a different part of the game than what you're asking me about. But I thought defensively everybody seemed really organized. Again, I'm taking the one other play out of the play where they gave up the goal. I know that's kind of cheating, but I'm going to take that out of the equation because I thought the rest of the night they defended really well. They stayed in front of the ball. Anytime that a Newcastle player had the ball and he was sort of leaking into the box, they just stayed with their hands behind their backs. They stayed about a meter or two in front and blocked anything that came their way. They stuck their feet in at the right times without being clumsy. I thought it was a really good defensive performance on the whole.
Okay. How about Olmo off the bench? I feel like Barca were missing a little bit of guile maybe in the final third, a little bit of trickery. We're seeing the replay on our screens. The penalty one, just something that I felt Barca were lacking. Just a bit of quality, a bit of pause in the final third. Credit Rafinha and Cancelo on the build-up. The quick feet from Olmo, though, which we were lacking. He sold to all ends up. He thought he was going one way. He jerked the other. Penalty. Lamine converts it. But that little piece of skill, the quality that Olmo brought off the bench, that's why Barca paid the big bucks for him, I suppose. And he's shown that on more than one occasion in those sorts of areas. Just too quick, wasn't he?
We're getting several replays of the penalty right now where Olmo goes down in the box. And what we're not seeing also are the couple of movements that you pointed out, which was Joao Cancelo making a few dribbles to get it to Rafinha, who then was about to stop. Like, Barca were walking it up the pitch at 3:52.
Yeah.
At 3:52, the ball was in the other half.
Yeah, it was.
And they were, and they had stopped, and they were basically like, they were looking at the referee like, all right, this is it, right? 4 minutes, we're done. And then maybe that little click of, oh, actually, I think the referee's going to give us an extra 30 seconds because of the substitution. So we might as well go forward. And the fact that in those 30 seconds, this game and this tie has changed so dramatically is just football. It couldn't be any more football.
Couldn't agree more. It was one of those dramatic moments, Spence, that we might be looking back on come the end of this season if Barca produced something special in the Champions League. A night that changed quite a lot for Barca. This could have been 1-0. It's 1-1 eventually. I mean, for the second leg, I suppose the way Barca approach it will be similar anyway. Maybe the way Newcastle approach it is a little bit different. If they're 1-0 up, do they just come off on the defensive immediately? Maybe they start off a bit like they did today in terms of still trying to put us under a bit of pressure themselves. From 1-0 to 1-0, do you see much of a change, at least in both teams' approach for that second leg?
No, because we were saying that the approach from Barca was going to be the same, and the approach from Newcastle is not. They're not going to be depressed when that whistle blows at the Spotify Camp Nou next week. That their mindset is going to be the same. Yeah, they'll be disappointed right now that they let a goal get away, but they knew that this was 180 minutes of football that they had to deal with, and I just wonder, because of the level of physicality that we saw from this game, how that carries over into the second leg, and how those tiny, almost insignificant holds get officiated when we're at the Spotify Camp Nou. And it shouldn't be that way. Everything should be, in a vacuum. Everything is equal, and every foul is the same, and it should all be refereed the same way, but that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so while you're at home and you've got your arms around these Barca midfielders, which they had their arms on Pedri all night.
Yeah.
And it's okay, because that's football. Like, that's allowed to an extent. But when you're at home, nobody's complaining about it. When you're at the Spotify Camp Nou and Pedri's being wrapped up like a Christmas present, somebody's going to say something from the stands, and that just puts this weird extra pressure on the referee. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm curious to see.
100%. This was a very physical game. I think you said at one point, Spence, in commentary, the most physical game we've had to play this season, even for me, compared to the league phase game. The league phase game wasn't that scrappy. I don't know if that was for personnel Barca had on the pitch, but in that game we were able to, after a 15-20 minute spell, which Newcastle had, we were able to get our foot on the ball, and especially in that second half, we dictated things. We dictated things, really, for large parts of that game, 60, 70 minutes of it. Didn't happen, I'm not sure, even for 5 or 10 tonight. It was chaos the whole time, and you were getting to 60th, 70th, 80th minute thinking, is this going to change now? Is this going to break up a bit? Are Newcastle going to sit in? They never really did, and we never really got a foothold in the game either. It was very physical. That's why I give credit to the centre-backs, Cubarsí and Martin. I thought they dealt with their part well in terms of set pieces, corners, strong in the air. Just not sure as when we got to the midfield, the attacking line. Lewandowski tried it a few times, whether we really cope with the scrapping element of it in midfield. I feel like Newcastle, I think they won probably too many 50-50s for my liking.
Barca have been really good at those 50-50s. I'd like to find the stat on that. I don't know where I would find that, but I would like to see it, because they've been really good all year in every competition at winning those balls in the midfield where they stick their feet in and win the ball back. But you should describe what we're seeing here, because this is going to be nice.
Photos here of the moment that, I nearly said won the game, the moment that gave Barca a vital draw here in the first leg away at Newcastle. Lamine Yamal, who actually just was told to readjust where he put the ball down, which often puts a player off. But
I was wondering why I was burying my head in your shirt for so long. Because I was just waiting for but my nerves were taking over me.
Spence did a handsy flick he couldn't watch, and it was one of those where I could almost not watch. But at the end of the day, I also thought about it another way. we barely create anything tonight. Anything is a bonus, you know. If we score, great, and if we don't, I mean, maybe that's what we deserve tonight. But that's what big teams do in Europe. That's what I would say. For Barça, it felt like a big team goal, or a goal when you didn't play at your best, but you get a penalty late on through some trickery off the bench, and you take it. And you spoke about the coolness, the composure of Lamine Yamal. Barca are going to need those players in these stages of the competition. They're going to need to show that sort of composure, that sort of mentality to overcome these sorts of situations, aren't they?
Yeah. And it's first going to come on Sunday, which is strange because this is what happens when you play two competitions at this high of a level at this point in the season. The significance of Sunday's game is really, for me, just as important as next week's game against Newcastle at home.
Right.
Whether or not they take parts of this game into Sunday's game, I sure hope not, but I guess we'll see.
You'd imagine Flick will rotate, but he doesn't have many options for rotations. We saw
Rooney? Can we get Rooney to start?
Yeah,
Rooney's got to start.
Rooney's got to start. Rashford's got to start. I think Olmo, who didn't play much today, has to start. Ferran, you've got immediately 4 there who you can rest and rotate. Those 4 have got to play surely. Or would you want Ferran for the home leg? You think?
No, I kind of want Olmo for the home leg.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's got to make those sorts of way up decisions, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to make those decisions on Sunday.
He does. Yeah, Hansi Flick in terms of who he wants to use. Further back, you've got less and less choice. Further back, it's becoming the same team almost every week, I'm going to be honest with you. Xavi Espart came on, though, and we only saw him for about 5 minutes. I'm sure you've done commentary on him a few times, Spence.
I actually, so this year I haven't, but, this year I haven't, but in the past I've done it for the U15s, but I like this.
We'll listen to Hansi Flick, then we'll get the reaction from the Barça players later on. For the meantime, though, here's Hansi Flick in the press room.
Com sempre, una pregunta per torn, indicar el nom i el mitjà. Mireia.
Bona nit.
Mireia Ruiz, en directe a la TDT de Catalunya Ràdio. Li preguntarem a Flick què és el que ha de millorar l'equip de cara a la setmana vinent per tal de passar l'eliminatòria. What does the team need to improve in the second leg to reach the quarterfinals?
Yeah, with the ball, we made not a good game. So we lost too many balls, easy mistakes, and this is what Newcastle normally wants. So when they get the ball, the transition, what they make is good. They have a lot of dynamic, very fast players. So it was not easy, but at the end, what I appreciate a lot from my team is that we defend together. So we defend the performance in the defense was very good today.
Marta.
Hola, Hansi, Marta Ramon, en directe al Barça juga a RAC1. I ask in English, don't worry. Li preguntarem a Hansi Flick si considerant les baixes, si considerant les circumstàncies dona per bo aquest empat, considering all the injuries and all the problems you had, considering Eric Garcia wasn't expected out of the starting 11, considering all that, and I'm sure it was a challenge. Do you think that the draw is good? Is a good result considering all the situations?
Also, when you asked me before the game with the 1-1, I was always happy. So this is what I can say, and of course, we have no excuses. So we don't want to take the risk with Eric because it's he's a very important player for us. He can play different positions, and this is for me. I said, okay, I take no risk. So no excuses. Just we have enough players here, and you also can see when Xavi came in was great. He directly was there, and also win one against one duel. So this is what I want to see, and I'm really happy about this.
Santi.
Hola, Hansi. Santi Valle para Carrusel Deportivo de la cadena SER y el que tú jugas desde Cataluña. Hemos visto que Bernal, Araujo se iban, no sé si lesionados o muy cansados, nos puedes decir en qué estado se han ido los dos del campo, y después, desde Bilbao hasta el parón de selecciones son 5 partidos en 16 días, creo, y al equipo al final, es normal, contra el Newcastle, le hemos visto muy cansado. ¿Le preocupa este cansancio físico con las bajas que tiene? ¿Le preocupa el estado físico del equipo?
No, today was very intense. So it's Ronald didn't play so many games, and he also came from a long, as I will say, long rest, and Marc Bernal the same. So step by step, they have to improve. They will improve, and this is important for us. So they go step by step on a better performance, and this is what I want to see. It's not easy because here. The atmosphere was fantastic. They played also fantastic. How I said, they have a lot of dynamic, very very fast players, and it's not easy. You have always be 100% focused, concentration, and has to be high. And we did it in the defense very well.
Víctor.
Where's Víctor?
El balón y abusaba mucho de pases largos. ¿Eso era una consigna o ha sido el rival, la forma de jugar del rival tan agresiva, tan intensa que les obligaba a tener que realizar ese juego?
Now, this, how I said before, it was not easy to come out, and we make too many mistakes. So normally you can also see, you saw it in the game when we have the control with the ball was much easier for us, but it was not so many times. So it's like that. We have to accept it, but we have to do it much better next week.
¿Cómo viste el partido de Araujo? Primera titularidad desde que, bueno, fue una titular contra el Albacete, pero era tu partido titular en un partido exigente. ¿Cómo lo viste futbolísticamente?
The last about the start, what did it mean? Yeah, Ronald. Okay, no, Ronald. Yeah, he made his job. We don't want to change so many positions. So for me, was then clear that we play with in the center backs with Kuba and with Gerard, and then I asked Ronald if he's able to play this position, and he said yes, and I think he made a good job. At the end, you saw that he was tired after the long run. And he didn't came back on the right moment, but also we have a lot of enough players in the box to control this cross, and yeah, I would say before, so they also deserved this goal, of course, and I'm happy that we scored the goal and came back.
Despite the game was not the best today, Martin and Luasi had especially a challenging game, and they did a very good job. What do you think about the performance today?
No, this is really. So I said we have a young team, and especially in the two center backs are doing fantastic job. Also the last games, it's really great to see that how they improve and how they play together. It's really good. So yeah, we have to improve it. We have a lot of potential, yeah, and we have to use it, and we have to make things better, and we will do that.
Last two questions, Xavi.
Hi.
És evident que l'equip segurament havia passat factura al cansament, a les baixes, però tenint en compte l'ambient que es va viure el dia de l'Atlètic de Madrid a la tornada, vostè és molt optimista que amb un ambient com el que va viure aquell dia l'equip superi l'eliminatòria? Gràcies.
No, it's like that. In the moment, we have to rest. So the job is from the players now. Rest, prepare well for the next game, and we have on Sunday. So we have some days off, and or some days to prepare well. We have no days off, but at the end it's like that. So it's normal. It's normal when you play on this level with the Champions League, with the La Liga. It's normal that you have these games and every 3-4 days, and this is normal. We have to adapt, and we have to make things good between these days.
Last one, Joel.
Hola, Hansi, bona nit, Joel Gàlia de DTV. M'agradaria que expliqués el canvi de Pedri. M'imagino que per cansanci, per fatiga i per evitar riscos, com ha passat amb Eric, però si a vostè li ha costat prendre la decisió per treure'l del terreny de joc quan començava tot just la fase decisiva del partit i al Barça li estava costant tenir el control del joc. Gràcies.
We have to manage the minutes, and with Pedri we have to take care. He this season he had 2 injuries. He came back now from this injury, and of course also everyone wants to play with him because he's the player also who control the ball, who can overplay the pressing. But at the end, it's like that. We said 60 minutes, 65 minutes, maybe then we have to change, and we did it. So we don't take care about the result, about nothing. So we believe in every player, and I think at the end we can. Yeah, it could be also that we are tired, but at the end it was also a very intense game. So also you have to see it here in this atmosphere, and also against this team. And but I'm really appreciate a lot what I saw, especially in the defense. And of course we have to play much better with the ball.
Bona nit, gràcies.
Bona nit, gràcies.
Thank you.
There you go then, people. Words of Hansi Flick in the press room. Spence, I thought he seemed quite content, quite chuffed actually. And one of the first answers he gave was, if you asked me before the game, I would have said 1-1 is a good result. It's a fine result, and fair play, And he seemed like a manager who was saying, "I've got no qualms with that tonight." I think that's this was a tough game. It was a very intense, physical game. Were we at our very best performance-wise? Maybe no. Football-wise, maybe not. But we couldn't get ourselves to that level, and he seemed, I think, overall quite chuffed with the result. There's a lot of games, a lot of injuries, little time to recover. Quite a content Hansi Flick, which maybe will calm down a few Barca fans who will maybe have been a little bit more nervous tonight.
Yeah, it's, when you have a team this young, those mistakes are going to come at a certain point in the game, and you just hope that they don't accumulate to the point where it costs you a game or a tie. And I thought they got out of here, as you said, and as Hansi said, they got out of here with a result that everyone here in Barcelona is holding their head high, being like, "Whew, all right, thankfully, here we go. Let's get back home and let's see." But we don't know what next week is going to look like. We don't know who's going to be on the pitch. We don't know if this team is going to put out a performance because tonight wasn't a performance that you would say they deserved to win. Hopefully they do put out that performance next week, because most of the times that they take to the pitch, it's we expect victory, which is difficult because that creates a lot of expectation, which can then, if you fall short of those expectations, you get more upset. Let's see, because first things first, Sunday comes first.
Certainly does. We're still waiting to hear from more Barca players, by the way, so don't go anywhere, people. Reactions from those players coming up very shortly. For Barca, just 3 games to go into an international break, which could go quite well. Sometimes we get injuries in the international break, but it will at least serve as some extra weeks for players who are out now to recover. I'm talking about De Jong, Koundé, Balde, of course. These sorts of players. We'll see what happened to Araujo. We'll see what happened to Bernal, of course. Players would, of course, be getting minutes with the nations, but that will serve us quite well. Before then, though, 3 games, all 3 at home. Remember that the players went directly from Bilbao to Newcastle. They'll enjoy being back in their own beds tonight, back home, rest properly, now, and start preparing for Sunday and Sevilla. We've got now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday until that game. It's a little bit more time, and of course it's Elections Day, so why wouldn't you be there? And it's also a day where Barca are opening that new phase of the stadium, just over 60,000 fans now inside the Spotify Camp Nou. But you've got Sevilla at home, Newcastle at home on the Wednesday, and then Rayo at home on the Sunday afterwards. 3 home games, and then you've got an international break.
We were saying this about a week ago when we were looking ahead at the schedule, that the next 2 games were going to be at San Mamés and at St. James Park, and then up until the international break, everybody gets, as you said, to sleep in their own beds.
Yep.
The rest of the way. So this is the time. It would be the time to take advantage of that. Plus, with the extra fans in the stands, that's going to help things.
It is. And those 2 games have been tough, the ones you just said. I feel like that the game at San Mamés, the game tonight, I mean, football-wise, we didn't see maybe Barca's best displays. We weren't able to really get out, play our football, dominate things. Large parts of that game against Athletic Club, almost the entire game tonight against Newcastle, we didn't see that Barça. I suppose the tired legs will start to kick in naturally. I mean, I think the Atletico de Madrid game in the Cup would have taken a lot out of us in terms of the exertion of those players on their legs and whatnot. Slowly but surely, will that start to play its factor? Does that make the international break even more important right now? Are we seeing a bit more of a tired Barça?
Well, the international break isn't going to help a whole lot because most of the players are still going to be playing football during that time. But still, to get there first, I think you got to get through next week. I think if you get through next week, then you don't want to take your foot off the gas, but you can start to see a little bit of rest and a bit of a light couple of weeks to get you into the final stretch of the season. Yeah. First things first, though, you got to take care of it Sunday and then next week.
Just seeing, going through some tweets from the club's official channel. All eyes now on the Spotify Camp Nou, and I'd agree. I think Barca were good tonight defensively. We said that before tonight, but defensively we had to be sharp. We had to be top. Lots of positive comments about Xavi Espat. I mean, he only got on the pitch for about 5-10 minutes, but seemed to impress in the time he did. We're seeing images of Pedri, of Cubarsí on our screens. And of course, Lamine Yamal, who is now up to 37 goals and assists, by the way, this season for Barca. Starting to hit very big numbers. By the way, Spence, that's goal number 20 for him this campaign for Barca. Already hitting that landmark. We're only at the start of March. His numbers are rising season upon season. That's quite a scary prospect for Europe, isn't it?
20 goals.
Yeah.
That almost comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, they've crept up. Think about it. The hat-trick against Villarreal, the goal against Athletic Club, the goal against Newcastle tonight. That's a quarter of his goals this season, just like that.
It's happened
in 10 days.
Very quickly, yeah. And I want to see him, especially next week against Newcastle, I want to see him have the freedom to be able to express himself on the wing. Because he didn't do that tonight. And it wasn't necessarily his fault. The ball just never really got there. It was really difficult. As you said it once late in the second half, it was like, oh my God. Lamine's got the ball in his usual spot where he's squaring up the defender and seeing if he can make a move, which he ultimately couldn't. But I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
For Barca then, a few days now to rest, to recover, to mull this over. Of course, next week, people, we've got that return leg. These are the fixtures played tonight, by the way. Galatasaray beaten Liverpool 1-0. Second leg at Anfield, of course. Atletico de Madrid 5-2 win over Tottenham. Looked like a bit of a crazy game. And, of course, this is the important one for us, Spence, because it's the one that we'll be playing the winner of that if we get through ourselves in the quarterfinals. Second leg away, by the way, in that quarterfinal tie. Atalanta 1, Bayern 6. Bayern with more than a foot and a half in the quarterfinals. Newcastle 1-0. Barca tomorrow night by Leverkusen. Arsenal. PSG Chelsea, that'll be exciting. Bodo Glimt Sporting Lisbon. And then you've got Real Madrid Manchester City, which is where you'd expect a lot of those Barca fans will be watching, won't you, for that game tomorrow. Spence, out of those, which one will you be having your eye on?
I was definitely going to start at the 6:45 game.
You're going to tune into that, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. And then I got nothing better to do. and then for the other games, I'll probably find a way to bop around, but seriously, the one that intrigues me the most is actually Bodo Glimt, just because I love their story, but the best game is Madrid City.
I like it. Lots of good games. We have our first reactions coming in, by the way, from St. James's Park. He made his debut today in the Champions League. He made his debut with Barca's first team. Here's Xavi Espat with Llorenç Tarés.
Sí, doncs un jugador que segur que avui no oblidarà aquest partit. Xavi Espat, què tal? Bona nit.
Què tal? Bona nit. Hombre, impossible oblidar aquest partit.
Després de 8 convocatòries s'ha arribat al moment del debut i ni més ni menys que uns vuitens de final de la Champions. Segurament si haguessis pogut triar, aquest és un dels dies per fer el debut.
Hombre, sí, la veritat que debutar a Champions i a vuitens és una locura que mai podria haver pensat i la veritat que molt content, és un somni i bueno, porto des de petit aquí i la veritat que viure aquest moment ha sigut increïble.
Aquesta generació del 2007 tan meravellosa, tens bons exemples al vestidor del que podeu arribar a fer, no? Però una mica et volia preguntar pel partit. Marxem amb aquest bon regust del gol en un partit en què hem patit molt per imposar el nostre domini.
Sí, la veritat que aquest camp ja sabíem que era molt complicat, amb un rival molt fort, sobretot físicament, i la veritat que jo crec que hem fet un bon partit, ha sigut molt igualat, hem tingut una mala sort que ens han marcat, però bueno, un empat aquí jo crec que és un bon resultat, tenim la tornada al Camp Nou i la veritat que anirem a per totes per guanyar l'eliminatòria.
El Hansi confia moltíssim en tu, una mica. Què et demana, no? I aquests últims dies, si tu estàs notant, no?, aquesta confiança?
Bueno, sí, la veritat que sobretot em diu que sigui jo mateix, que confia en mi, que no tingui pressió i que quan surti al camp, abans d'entrar m'ha dit que jugui com jo sé i que al final, si faig això, doncs disfrutaré i podré ajudar l'equip.
Amb el Lamin, el Cuba, tots aquests jugadors joves, el Marc Bernal, una mica com és aquesta relació i com t'estan ajudant també a viure això que és increïble, que tan joves estigueu aquí.
Sí, la veritat que tenir aquests companys de la meva edat fa molt, perquè al final, vulguis o no, són amics meus. Llavors, pujar aquí no és fàcil, i llavors tenir aquests companys que et puguin ajudar, que puguis estar amb ells i que et puguin donar aquesta confiança, doncs, òbviament, ajuda molt.
L'última, molt ràpid, queda molt camí, no?, per tu, per endavant, encara això és el primer pas només i, òbviament, el desig és que hi hagi moltes més nits com aquesta.
Sí, la veritat que sí, és el meu somni, jo sempre he volgut jugar al Barça i sempre ho voldré, i bueno, és el meu objectiu, però bueno, pas a pas, sense pressa i a donar el màxim.
Moltíssimes felicitats.
Gràcies.
That's nice, isn't it? To hear from Xavi Esparza, who I thought spoke really well there for a young man.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Very confident. We often see short responses when they're this young, but no, he was straight in there, explaining himself well. He said, you didn't ask about the generation as well, the generation of the 2007, I think he said, of all those young players, who've come through. Xavi Esparza, I mean, what a great story, and I thought he did well in the minutes he came. Hopefully, by the way, we'll see him, I even think, before the international break, and certainly for the remainder of the season too. But Xavi Esparza, excellent. He was next to Cubarsí at the back when he came on, of course. Here's Pau Cubarsí, by the way, with Llorenç.
Doncs sí, amb Pau Cubarsí, que ens acompanya en aquesta zona mixta. Pau, bona nit. Nit complicada futbolísticament, però marxem amb un molt bon resultat.
Bona nit, sí, un partit d'alta exigència, que ja sabíem que venir aquí era molt important treure la victòria, però un empat tampoc era tan dolent, i sí que com s'ha vist el partit amb el ritme que anem, jo crec que nosaltres ho hem intentat igualar, potser sí que hem fet un molt bon partit de fase defensiva, sí que a dalt potser ens ha faltat tocar 4 detalls, però jo crec que no un molt bon resultat, però un bon resultat per anar a casa i intentar guanyar.
La sensació que teníem veient el partit era que estàveu molt incòmodes a l'hora de mantenir la possessió o de controlar el ritme de partit. No sé si és una sensació que teníeu vosaltres dins del terreny de joc.
Sí, ja sabem que partits com aquests tens un segon o mig segon per pensar la següent acció, sí que intentàvem nosaltres jugar al nostre futbol, però també de vegades t'has d'intercanviar també cops amb el rival i intentar jugar també a el que hi juguen, perquè al final és una eliminatòria i els dos volen guanyar.
A la tornada i demanar a la gent a l'Spotify Camp Nou, que a més sabem que serem 65.000 gairebé espectadors. Això és una molt bona notícia per vosaltres de cara a la tornada.
Sí, és una notícia espectacular que vinguin més culers a animar al Camp Nou i els esperem amb moltes ganes, que ho donguin tot com el dia de l'Atlètic i nosaltres demostrarem i intentem anar al màxim com 100% i treure la victòria.
L'última molt ràpid. Si éreu poc joves, en tenim un més ja, el Xavi Esparza, tot segur que el coneixes molt bé. El Hansi li ha demostrat molta confiança avui, ni més ni menys que debutar en una eliminatòria de Champions. Déu-n'hi-do, no? Què podem esperar d'aquest nano?
Bé, és un noi espectacular que sí que he conviscut molt amb ell tant a Masia com el futbol formatiu i ja ho hem vist que és capaç de sortir en una eliminatòria al seu debut i fer un partit espectacular que no era fàcil i ja està, esperem que continuï així, jo crec que sí i molt content que el míster també li hagi donat l'oportunitat.
Doncs Pau, a descansar i a seguir. Moltes gràcies.
Moltes gràcies, bona nit.
There we go. We've heard from Xavi Esparza. We've heard from Pau Cubarsí. I said it before, Spence. For me, this kid, this boy, 19 years old only, but he's played like a man at the back. Unbelievable again. Holding down the Barça back line. Proper leader back there. Proper leader. And they keep on coming. They keep on coming.
Proper leader?
Talk about leaders.
Proper leader.
Here's Hansi Flick.
Yeah, next to Hansi Flick. Hi, Hansi. I don't know, satisfied with the point, your opinion of with the draw, your opinion of the game?
Yes, of course, I'm happy with the result. Not happy how we played with the ball, but I'm happy with the defense. And we made in the defense a really good good game. We defend well against this team because the atmosphere was unbelievable, but also a very dynamic team, press us a lot and with a lot of speed. Was not easy to play.
What do we need to change next week in Barcelona to win and reach quarterfinals?
So we have to score one goal and maybe not actually build a clean sheet. So we are in the next round. This is our goal. But at the end, we made too many mistakes. So this is what we have to do. At the end, it's like when we control the ball, we play with the ball. We have to be much with more confidence, with more. This is more conviction. This is what we see on the pitch. And today we made too many mistakes.
Next week we need our fans. Spotify Camp Nou must be the key to reach the quarterfinals.
What I heard that we have 62,000 fans in the stadium. It would be fantastic. It would be great. I'm also happy that on Sunday is the first game we play. We play with these fans, among the fans. So I'm really happy about that.
Thank you, Hansi.
Welcome. Thanks.
Hansi Flick again, Spencer. I mean, we heard him in the press room, quite positive, quite calm. I mean, a nice message to end on almost for the Culleros to say, Flick's okay, we okay?
He seems calm, so I'll be calm, and let's all be calm until we get to the second leg.
Culleros, we'll see you back here for a special sort of live show on Sunday. It's Elections Day, so keep your eyes peeled. Lots will be going on around the club. Tonight was a bit tricky for Barça, but we've got to draw. So a level playing field heading into the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. 1-1 away to Newcastle. It ends. That Lamine Yamal penalty saves the day. Spence, thank you for joining again, as always.
Cheers, mate. Let's go get him again on Sunday.
Get him again soon, people. Right, thank you to everyone tuning in, members. It's been a pleasure, as always. Thanks for your support. Been a really good live show. We'll see you again shortly. Take care. Y buona nit. Visca el Barça.